Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the one, the only Rumboyz Fantasy Network. It's your boy Robbie J. Le Admiral, and I'm joined by our resident fanalist, my co-host Nick Howard.
What's good, homie? How are you and the Rum family doing today, man?
We are good. Show's kicking off. The Rum Report is like gaining traction. Things are good inside here. Now, if we step outside of these fucking doors, I'm snowed in. I'm gonna just state it like that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it sucks, dude. It sucks, you know. But all's well and ends well. It is okay. We have a special guest today. Basil Harfach of the Tampa Bay, actually the owner, the CEO and owner of the Tampa Bay Titans of the TBL, the Basketball League. He's going to be stopping by the show today, all part of our in-season TBL action. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitter at Rumboyz, spelled with a Z, N-E-T. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that social media stuff. I even have a TikTok. You don't see me on the TikTok. I can't dance or none of that, but actually I can.
Bro, I was about to say, how the fuck can you dance?
Chris Brown, run it. But no, shout out to everyone that is listening to us on Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, Google Podcast, and Apple Podcasts, all podcasting platforms. Sportscaster and YouTube, what it do. You make sure you guys subscribe if you're new to the channel. Almost at 2K over on YouTube. If you're listening to us on audio, head over to YouTube, subscribe, and follow us on Sportscaster as well.
Yeah, and tell a friend.
Yes, and tell a friend. Tell a friend, tell a classmate, tell a coworker, tell your cousin twice removed. Get little Ray Ray's badass over here too.
Hell yeah.
Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rum boys and girls want to do.
Dilly, homie.
All righty, bro. So are you ready to get into today's show?
Bro, you know this, man.
Fuck yeah. I love it. It's getting more and more action-packed. We're going to do things in kind of, I guess, reverse. We're going to cover things a little bit differently. We're actually going to start off in the MLB. First topic that we're going to cover, Dusty Baker is calling for the MLB to punish players that may intentionally be hit or that may intentionally hit Astros players with pitches. Should the MLB just kind of let this play out, or does a player getting suspended for, I don't know, around about 15 games, which is somewhere, I don't know, around about $1 million for some of these players per game. Does that sound fair, or should you just kind of let it play out since Manfred is kind of being a wuss with this?
Yeah, Manfred's doing some foul shit, but did they actually come out and say it would be a 15 game?
They haven't came out and said it was a 15 game. They said lengthy. So in my mind, I'm thinking 12 to 15 games.
See, that's kind of ridiculous. Like, in my opinion, you can't punish somebody for throwing at somebody longer than you'll punish somebody for cheating. Like, that's kind of that's really foul and fucked up, kind of hypocritical. I think if you made like a blanketed, like, yes, like there will be ramifications, it would stray guys away from doing that. But you probably pissed off a lot of players just by like saying it'd be a lengthy and like throwing something out there like that, because a lot of guys got to be feeling that vibe of like, wow, I could throw at this guy, I could hit him because I'm pissed, and they could cheat and they don't even get a lengthy suspension or anything really against them.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the fact that you utilize the verbiage lengthy, I'm automatically out on it. I'm not buying it. Manfred, personally, pull your head out your ass, brother. Pull your head out your ass. I don't know how you could be possibly sticking by these players. If I'm probably a lot of these players, get out of Dodge. Just get out of baseball.
Yeah, and we talked about it last episode, man. I heard that some of them guys aren't going to get looks by other teams unless they're like top tier talent, like the aging vets, the like guys that kind of like didn't really develop. They'll probably like maybe get a minor league deal, but there's going to be like very few suitors looking at them.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, we're going to see how this plays out come the regular season. Right now, the league is hot. Fans are hot. Since all of this has officially came out, at least within the last month, there has not been a single day that I have not gone on Twitter and people are raging. People that aren't even serious baseball fans are raging. You have fans that are pounding trash cans at spring training camps right now to troll them.
That's fucking comedy.
I don't condone it. I don't think that any of these guys should be picked up. Altuve especially. How dare you grab your jersey? You claim that that's because of a tattoo.
Like a bad tattoo. Like I got a half-finished tattoo, and like I don't know. I'm not fucking like I'm not gonna take off my shirt. Like I'm not like that. That's kind of like a major excuse.
Exactly. It's not an excuse. It's not valid. It's not imaginable. You changed your shirt, went to the locker room, changed your shirt, then came out, did your interview. I'm not buying it. I'm not with it. Let this play out. This is one of those let the streets hold court type of things.
Yeah. Let this kind of be in the court of like public opinion, kind of with shit going on. Because Manfred ain't gonna do shit. Like,
no.
He even kind of like doubled down inside with him. Did you even see? He said in an interview that the fucking World Series fucking trophy is just some fucking metal. Mm-hmm. Like said something along those lines. Like, then what the fuck do they play for? Like, why the fuck do you have your job then, dog?
Yeah. Mention that it's just a piece of metal. By the way, I want to take a quick second here from the topic, and I want to wish good old Pete a happy freaking Rumboyz birthday, big dog.
Oh, shit.
Man.
Happy birthday, big homie.
Yep. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rumboyz and girls. What did it do?
Happy dilly, homie.
Dilly, man.
Dilly. But, yo, dude, I think it's even kind of crazy. I heard that there's like youth leagues all around that are pretty much changing and abolishing the name Astros from like their leagues.
Yeah. And as well they should. I'm not letting my kid play on a little league team named after the Houston Cheaters. Oops, I'm sorry, I mean Astros. Moving on to the Dodgers, how do you feel about a lot of their reactions at what has came out? They have been probably the most critical ball club due to the fact that them and the Yankees were the most effective. Also, Mike Trout of the Angels coming out and saying that he would love to see, or he would love to know what's coming at him before he swings. What do you make of some of the players around the league's reactions? Oh, did I get a lag there?
No. You hear me, bro?
Oh, now I can hear you.
All right. Shit was tripping. I don't know if that was my end or your end.
So did you get the question?
Yeah, you were talking about the Dodgers and how their players and some Yankees players like handling it. I want to say too, like it's even the fans, because like I don't know, the fans are a part of the team too. A lot of Dodgers fans, a lot of Yankees fans are like in extreme uproar, like kind of just like what the fuck, like about the situation. Some of the players have been kind of like low key and like chill about it and just like a whatever, like let's just play ball. But some of them have been out there like outspoken in the media, and I don't blame them, man. It's kind of foul and fucked up. Like we talked about a couple episodes ago, man. Like that team's so talented, man. You don't need to cheat to win. And even if they didn't end up winning one, if they fucking lost, like if they got beat, like people would remember them more for being like a team that didn't get there. Like they would look like later down the line, like in the future, like as like this era becomes history, like more people would probably like look up, like they would be in the conversation of like greatest team to never win some shit, like one of the best like lineups assembled, and they'd be like talked about for that. But now they're remembered for this bullshit. So it's like they played themselves, man. Like even if you didn't win one, you would have went down as like the 04-05 Suns, like a team that was just fucking stacked. But it's just like, how could they not figure it out?
Absolutely. I absolutely not. I agree. How could they not figure it out? I don't agree with anything that's going on. Final question here on the topic, closing out baseball. Are you buying the Astros apologies?
Fuck no.
Fuck no.
Fuck no, dude. Like Altuve is one of the ones, like, he's very talented. He will probably get another contract. Like some team, like he probably burned his bridge with the Yankees. Like the Red Sox probably won't touch him, but like Dodgers probably won't touch him. But like if there slides into like another team that just doesn't care and will spend money frivolously, like hop in there. Like I could see a team like with the heavy influence. I could see a team like the Texas Rangers giving a look at him for, like, you know, him being I forget where exactly he's from, but like ethnic and nationality of like Latino or Latin American.
More than likely Dominican. We're talking about
Dominican. Okay.
No, one of the things that I want to say here. No, I'm not buying the apology. They get a giant just Souza with the chair.
Yeah.
I'm completely done. Yeah, I'm done with the Astros. But I do want to say congrats to my Nationals for beating them, because even with their cheating, they weren't good enough to beat good old-fashioned heart.
Yeah.
Damn right, baby.
Yeah, man.
Right, and we finished it. And we've been having a good old time on Twitter with it too. Like, cheating didn't affect us.
Yeah.
We would run around Twitter like, don't worry, guys, we got them back for you.
But you guys, like, you're a talent, like you were a talented team. Like losing Rendon, shit like that, it hurts.
Oh, we ain't shit now.
But you guys should bounce back. You should be all right. You got young talent that you guys have developed, should step up and fill the role. That's how it goes. Especially in those small market teams like that. Well, even though that's kind of a big market, but kind of a small market minded organization. Like a lot of us are fans of. Like there's only like 3 or 4 big spenders, like just spend money frivolously type teams. But I don't know, you guys will bounce back, and I think in a way, like, no shade with it, but I don't think that they really kind of like did their homework on you guys, because I didn't think that you guys would, like, they probably didn't think you guys would be there. Like
nobody thought that we were gonna be there. That's okay. We did what we had to do, baby. Girls, make it do what it do, baby. Make it do what it do.
You guys were an underdog story, like, and I loved it.
Yeah. Who asks, is DC a small market? Yeah, we are a small market, or we were a smaller market. We're not necessarily like a big market or a small market. I mean, our taxes are high enough to where we're not a small market.
Yeah, but like as sports organizations, like you guys are kind of like small market minded like that.
Yeah.
You guys don't spend like crazy like some of the ones that just don't give a shit. No, like DC is a big, like the DVCA is like a big area.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the only team that's really out there spinning big and it never works out for them are my Washington Redskins, Dan Snyder. The NBA. We got plenty of football that we're going to talk about in the second half of the show. Following our interview with Basil. Cannot wait. It's going to be fire. Remember this weekend? This weekend was a little bit of a blur, but I think that we can all remember Aaron Gordon was pretty much robbed of a second, not one, but now a second slam dunk title. Do you think this was fair? Does this make the NBA slam dunk contest in a way kind of lose credibility? I mean, this man jumped over 7'6" Taco Fall.
Yeah. I think, like we talked about last episode too, like about All-Star Weekend events that we like to watch. I think it has been losing traction. It has been like losing interest with fans for quite a while now. And Gordon got stubbed, kind of partially, in my opinion, last year. And now again, like, yeah, I think he got robbed. He got snubbed. He that shit ain't right. And I went into it like rooting for Connaughton and like liking Jones too, but yeah, he got fucked with. He got done dirty.
So everyone that wanted Derrick Jones, everyone that was like airplane mode, they all got their wish. Miami fans got their wish. Their guy won it. There is no freaking way. It was at the point, okay, it was at the point that the judges were just dragging it out and dragging it out and dragging it out. And they weren't even dragging out for the purposes of TV commercials or anything like that, because there were no commercials for like 20 minutes of action.
Yeah.
Like, they were dead set of like, no, we just want to keep seeing more. Now just start pulling shit out your ass. So that's how the Taco Fall dunk got created, to where Aaron Gordon was like, I came out with my dunks. I did what I wanted to do. Like, all right, you know what? I'm jumping over Taco Fall. I get that maybe in the process, Taco may or may have not had the back of his milk dud shaped head teabag.
Oh my God.
May or may have not have been a halo situation that took place during the dunk. But the fact, okay, that means what? You take off an extra inch. He's 7'6". So what? You dunked over someone that's 7'5"? That's not worthy of tens across the board.
Yeah, and especially like I like Connaughton, but like him jumping over Giannis, like they gave him a fucking ridiculous score for that. I know I was listening, JD was pissed. Like I'm kind of with him. Even though I like Connaughton, like he's got skill with it too, but yeah, like they discounted the Taco Fall dunk like big time.
The Connaughton dunk, putting the ball up against the backboard, and I was like, I hate that dunk. I was like, that's you pretty much stalled in the air to time how you're gonna put it in the rim. Like you pretty much measured, like in a way, you know. But I get the skill that it takes to, and the hang time that it takes to get up there and check the board and get it in the rim.
Yeah.
So for that, I feel like that was better than the final dunk by Derrick Jones Jr.
Yeah.
Here's good old Pete saying the people on Twitter that are complaining that Gordon's nuts tagged fall on Fall's dome are the same people that could never jump over Fall in the first place. Most people aren't jumping over Taco Fall. Most
people aren't even grabbing rim on a fucking standard hoop. It's like
it is absolutely preposterous to me that we did a special edition of Rumboyz After Dark to commentate that slam dunk contest and covered that, and that was the ending. And why the hell is Black Panther Chadwick Boseman a judge? Everyone's like, oh, Dwayne Wade was a corrupt judge that gave it to Jones Jr. I think it might have been Black Panther. Still, Wakanda forever, but you know.
Yeah. It was just fuckery, man. I think Jones got gifted it because it's just his prowess, and they know him as just like a skilled dunker like that. But yeah, Gordon got screwed big time.
But we don't know. So, are you stating that we don't know AG as a skilled dunker like that? Casper from Uncle Drew. All this dude did in the whole movie was dunk.
Yeah, no, he is a skilled dunker, but he gets fucked with, man. Like last year, even like that battle with him and Levine was fucking great, but
I don't know if I will commentate the All-Star festivities next year. I will probably commentate the All-Star game itself. This year I wanted to watch that on my own, which, by the way, shout out to the NBA. Damn good with the Kobe celebrations. I got choked up. I was like, yeah, I'm so happy that I'm not on air.
Yeah, and I loved it too. I loved the Dwight fucking dunk for Kobe ripping the Superman off, and that was neat. I liked it. That got me. That was heavy, man. It got me.
I cried during it, and my son. So I love my kid. I think that we have a official Lakers fan in the house, a official LeBron fan. My son watched his very first basketball game this All-Star weekend at 5 years old, front to back. Now, let me just state how impressive that is. He's 5, guys. I have ADD. And I like, yeah, how hard it is to focus. Like, he is 5. And he was just like, he's like, Dad, we're going for the blue team. I'm like, yes, son, we're going for the blue team.
Oh yeah.
And he was tuned in. That's how I knew that the NBA did well. He was like, so we just got to get to 157. And I was like, yes, son, the first team to 157 wins. And he was just jumping on the bed, yeah, like going crazy. Greatest dad moment of my life was this All-Star weekend, taking the game off and not commentating and doing that. And he even saw me cry a little bit. He was like, what's going on? I'm like, they're just honoring Gaddy's favorite player. And he was like, Kobe? And I was like, yep, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
You know? So shout out to the NBA. You made a magical moment. I'm sure not just in my house where all the kids that received charities and were there cheering on for the charities, but just for everyone, for everyone across America. That was a great All-Star weekend.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome, man. Hey, cheers to that, man. That's what
and it was
what life's about. Moments like that, man.
It was in Chicago. Cheers. Now, NBA, if you do All-Star Weekend in Chicago again, you need to have my man's Montana 300, and you need to have Chief Keef perform a song. That's it. Getting into the next topic here. So now that you saw the new All-Star format, kind of sticking with that, how do you feel about it? Do you like it? Do you feel like they should keep the Kobe Award? Do you think that this should how it should be going forward?
I like it, man, and I like too that they had people wearing the numbered jerseys for him and I forget her name.
Gigi,
yeah, top of my head, my bad. But yeah, I love it, man. Like that they did that. The Kobe Award, I think they should keep it. I thought you were talking about like the draft format. I kind of don't miss like back in the day when it was just like East versus West, like East.
I do miss that.
Yeah.
I do miss that. Yeah, NYB's Common's intro to All-Star Weekend was dope. That was crazy. He freestyled. He even rhymed Giannis Antetokounmpo. That was crazy. I was like, oh, that's why Common is one of the GOATs. That's why Common was one of the GOATs.
Yeah, he's a G, man.
But no, I do miss the East versus West format. I did like this scoring format. I feel like we got a little bit more basketball from all the stars. I like the charity aspect of it. The NFL with the Pro Bowl, they do that. They do a charity aspect as well, but like the players aren't exactly amped up for it. Like we got down to that fourth quarter and I was like, are there charging fouls happening? Like,
yeah, they were like, they usually like let them play. Like it was getting a little chippy, man. I think both sides want to win. Like it was a close game. Like, and that's how the All-Star game usually goes. It's like third and fourth quarter, they turn it on. Like they really like focus and try
This was different. I remember calling the All-Star game last year. I'm sure a lot of you are probably like, how did he remember that? But no, and analyzing this one, I love the format, like I mentioned, and just there was a different atmosphere. And I think there's going to be a different atmosphere with this generation, it being the Kobe Award. I think that, it'd work out better.
Hell yeah.
Let's see here. So during All-Star Weekend, Zach LaVine sat down with our friends over there at First Take. Like, they're frenemies. Like, I want to move you off air, but I get what you're doing and you're creating a lane. So I respect you. But Zach LaVine sat down with the cast of First Take and had kind of alluded to maybe next year playing with a different team, or so a team around the LA area.
No, you didn't want that.
Does Zach LaVine play on a new team next year? And if so, where?
Bro, we bickered about this before. You said he's going to your Lakers.
He's going to my Lakers. That's my take.
Bro.
That's my take.
I don't know, man. Don't get carried away just yet, dog.
You're carried away. I'm already carried away. I'm Nick writing this. I am pulling a Nick Wright. Zach LaVine to the Lakers. I am fucking writing it. That is my take. I don't care what any article comes out and says. Zach LaVine to the Lakers.
Hey, man, there were hella reports around the draft last year that the Cavs were talking about trading the pick and like Jordan Clarkson and maybe like one other guy for Zach LaVine. Like, I still think that's not dead. Like,
he wants to go where it's warm. Okay, Nick?
He wants to go where?
He wants to go where it's warm. He already said that. That was one of the things, and I knew he was going to try and bring up the Cavs somehow. So that's why I came prepared for this shit with the Stone Cold Stunner.
No, right? Man, I'm still saying, he doesn't get to choose where he gets traded. Like, even Kyrie said that shit like that, and they didn't put him where he wanted to go, but Boston was cool with him. But yeah,
bro, LaVine to the Lakers. He's putting it out there. Like, LeBron is
there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of other places that are warm, homie. Like, what if he goes to the Heat or some shit?
No.
No. Don't get my dreams.
Have a valid reason for that. I'm just shooting it down, bro. Law of affirmation. If you speak things into existence, they will happen.
Yeah, Zach LaVine of the Heat. Speaking I'm being a dream killer to you right now, dog. I'm sorry.
Yes, you are, and I'm completely fucking against this shit. It's LA or bust, bro.
Yeah.
It's LA or bust to me. I don't know exactly what I'm saying. It's the Lakers. It could be either LA team, though, because he did talk about, playing with someone, a little bit smaller, playing with someone a little bit bigger. He did allude to the fact that, yes, that could be a possibility. I just think that it's going to happen. He stated that he does not want to go anywhere cold. He is done with the cold. But they did also talk about his ability to recruit talent to Chicago, and he did state that he is willing to do whatever it takes in order to ensure that happens.
I'm sorry to dream kill again, dog, but I got to keep it real and, like, throw out hypotheticals and look at other frames. But what if AD leaves and goes to Chicago and he decides to stay too? I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry. You are motherfucking me in your head right now, and I know it.
So if that happens, I'm probably gonna cry. I'm probably done at that point. LaVine's gonna be a free agent at the end of this season, Coop. But if that were to happen, if AD leaves us, which I don't think that he will, because the reason why he didn't take the contract this year, the extension this year, is because we could pay him more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he wants to stay him and LeBron just have like a really good friendship. You don't go and get in-season matching tats or like honoring tattoos with someone, and not stick around.
Yeah, but I don't know, some fucked up and foul relationships. People be going get matching tattoos, and then that shit goes off the rails real motherfucking quick.
AD is staying, okay?
I'm just, hey, bro, I gotta look at other perspectives. Like you know that.
No worries. I understand.
But I can see, like, I want the best for your Lakers. I know a lot of Lake Show fans, especially one just dropped in the chat. Shout out to my bro Chacho, crazy mofo.
He said, "Watch Giannis be a Laker." Mm-hmm.
Mofo, if you go back a couple minutes, you'll probably want to stab me. I'm just looking at other angles, man. But no, man, I want the best for the Lakers. Like, I hope they keep it together. Especially, I hope too. Like, I know it kind of like it's still a sore spot, but like, I really hope that they like win the ship this year, man. Like for Kobe, like Don or Kobe. Like, I would love to see it. You got a weakened West a little bit this year because the Dubs are not the Dubs. It's fucking open. The East is the East. I don't think there's like really that team that you're like, yes, that team coming out of the East. This is their year. It's their chance, man. I hope they do it for Kobe.
I'm with it. I'm righty.
But I hope you don't get Zach LaVine. I hope he's wearing fucking wine and gold next year.
You're drunk. Let's see here. So, final topic in the NBA before we go ahead and get ready for our guest of today's podcast. Once again, everybody, thank you for joining in. Make sure you guys stick around. Interview with Bazel Harfach of the Tampa Bay Titans, owner and player, the first ever sports player owner, actually, by the way. Like, this man has made history.
Got the Al Davis thing going on, man.
Yeah. As I say, I was like, I'm not sure first ever in the TBL.
I think Al Davis just was like third string quarterback, like an emergency, but he was coach, owner, like GM, like he covered a lot of shit.
But so we're gonna have him here on the second half of the show, as well as we get into the NFL and fantasy football. So pick two, so pick your two from the West, pick your two from the East. The All-Star Weekend is done. It is time for the second half of the season. Lock them in.
All right. You want my piece from the East Conference? Who's playing in the conference finals?
Yep.
All right. With the West, I'm going Clippers-Lakers. Just because I think Kareem rises to the top. With the East, I'm going with kind of like sleeper picks because I think the East is wide open. And I'm going with the two like deepest rosters like in that conference. I think some of the teams are top heavy. Some of the teams like don't really know exactly what they are. Like Philly, like now you hear about infighting. I think that the Celtics lost a little bit of a step. They started out hot, but the Celtics can always fizzle out at the end of the year. I got Raptors Pacers.
In the East, holy shit.
Yes.
Wow. So the Bucks, no. Ah!
Yeah, I think the Bucks suffered a lot of like loss of talent by losing Brogdon. Like I think, and two, like having Middleton as the second guy, like Middleton's either hot or cold. I don't think Giannis can just carry it. I mean, I still respect his talent, like love the dude, but yeah, man, I'm going like totally like on a limb and just making a crazy hot take. I could just see the like nitty grittier team, like the teams that do have like the Bucks have depth too, but I think losing Brogdon's big, like just for like spreading the ball and kind of like that's a valuable shooter you lost. I know they got depth, but they got like aging depth, and I just see like the Raptors as a more complete team. And dude, the Pacers have some boys, man, in the backcourt and coming off the bench. Like all three of those teams, like they have like a solid like 9-10 guys you could play in rotation. But yeah, I'm going with a crazy out of left field take for the East. Like I think it's gonna be the underdog, just like it was in the American League this year with the baseball. Like.
Okay.
I mean, not in America, with the National League, like you guys kind of being that sleeper team and kind of like coming out of nowhere and surprising. But I don't know, man. I just like that's my take. Like it's kind of crazy, but I like both of those teams. I think the Raptors still got it. Like they have not lost a step since losing Kawhi. They've still been balling. I thought they were gonna make a move and get one person at the trade deadline. I would have liked to see them go pick up like a nice 2 shooter or maybe like a 3-and-D wing guy, to like plug and play with OG Anunoby, or even like a JJ Redick. I thought would have been a great fit for them just to get some scoring just off the bench. Philly fucked up by not bringing JJ Redick back, in my opinion. Like, they should have made a move. They should make a move now. We talked about it last episode. Give a call down to Nola, man, and try to give up Simmons and maybe like Richardson and get back like an Ingram and maybe bring back JJ and try to get a pick, exchange a pick with them too. Like, maybe like give them your first that year and try to get their pick, like first pick, like 2 years down the road, a year down the road. But yeah, man, crazy take. I'm going Pacers and Raptors.
That's absolutely freaking insane. I'm sure that our guest on Thursday's episode, former Indiana Pacer Andre Owens, is really gonna like that take.
I love it, dude. They got Brogdon, they got Lamb, they Oladipo's back. Like, they're pretty legit. Like, Turner is not to be slept on. They still got Sabonis. Like, they didn't move him. Like, that's a fucking squad.
So I'm going completely opposite. So what's funny is at the beginning of the season, I did say Bucks versus Sixers in the East. And I just don't see the Sixers being formidable in the playoffs. I'm just, they have done enough socially within their locker room that has made me feel like you don't have the chemistry to make it through a situation like the playoffs. You have the talent, you don't have the chemistry, and that's a big problem when big games are on the line.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm kind of out on the Sixers until proven otherwise.
Yeah, I don't think the players mesh. And also, Brown needs to go.
Yeah, Brown has to go. I say trade away Simmons, or even keep Brown and just trade away Simmons and see what happens there and see what you get.
No.
See what you can load up there.
No, you cannot keep Brown. Like, I know a lot of Philly fans, they would fucking lose their mind if fucking they get rid of Simmons or Embiid and they keep Brett Brown. Like, he needs to go.
That the process is done there. Period. The process is done.
Yeah.
They haven't worked with it. It's done. It's time to blow it up. So I'm out on the Sixers. I am going Milwaukee. If there's some way, somehow, maybe someone moves up, drops, whatever the case, I would like to see Milwaukee and Toronto in the end.
I think too, Miami's a team not to be slept on. I thought they would make some moves. I think Jay Crowder was a good pickup, like a solid pickup. He's not going to fucking blow you away, but I think they could have got another better guy. Like, we were talking about it a while back. I thought that might be a destination for like Chris Paul, like maybe even Gallinari, like, but they didn't really pull the trigger. I think they should have made a move, but I think the move that they made is serviceable.
Exactly.
And they're a team to watch, man, because I don't know. The East, man, it's nitty gritty ball, man. It's like, it's defense. It's kind of not like, it's not high paced scoring. It's not like fast type of play. Like, a lot, like a team that kind of does run that like fast type only because they run a motion offense is the Celtics. But I don't even see them really having the fight. Like, I see them kind of like fizzling out by the end of the year. And dude, that's what I see with the Bucks. Like, they're gonna kick the shit out the regular season. They're gonna be the Bucks. Giannis is gonna get his. Like, they're gonna look really good. But I just see them in a 7-game series. Like,
I think
after a year of success and kind of just like the lengthy schedule, and just like at the end of the year, I could see them kind of just like fizzling out and getting caught, like being down. Like,
I think this is the year that they can make it. I think they can make it. Into the Eastern Conference Finals. Of course, we're only picking our conference guys. You guys can tune in Thursday for finals. Way too early predictions. Well, I guess not way too early because we're kind of in that mode where we got to lock them in now. But no, and then from the West, I'm going to LA versus LA.
Yeah.
I'm going LA. and the Clippers still don't get shit to hang up in Staples Center. So,
damn. So you're making that hot take that Lakers are for sure going. For sure going.
I came prepared, baby.
So you're gonna win this when you're gonna win the ship. You're gonna get Levine. Like, who else is coming over? You're like, I don't mean to fuck with you, dog, but you're sounding like a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Like, we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Oh, I love it, dog. I'm just fucking with you, man. That's all love.
We got Alice Boucherhead Caruso dog.
Yeah.
Caruso dog with like a fucking lost puppy with what's going on at the top of his head. Like a topography map.
That's tough, man. Come on.
But he's still a Laker.
Plug Roman for the man.
Still working on that deal. Roman for Rumboyz. All righty, ladies and gentlemen. So, on the second half of the show, we do have a special guest coming on. Once again, Mr. Basil Harfach. He's going to be coming on, owner of the Tampa Bay Titans. That's huge. That's huge to be an owner of a team. It's like, yo, I'm excited to learn about that. Also, he was the highest scoring player in the TBL last year. For those of you guys that are maybe new joining us, the TBL is the basketball league. I do call play-by-play over there on the weekends for the TBL. It's an awesome league. Make sure you guys check it out. Today's episode is actually not sponsored by anybody, so I'm just going to plug Sportscaster. Make sure you guys check us out on Sportscaster. Shout out to Sportscaster. Download it on any and all iOS devices for all you Apple users. Let's see here. I want to plug Thrive Fantasy app. You're trying to make a little bit extra money. Place your prop bets. Go ahead and win the bag. We got NBA and PGA props coming up for over there. Trying to think what else. And yeah.
You got to plug, man. Family out there. Get you some fucking Rumboyz gear and wear that shit proudly. Spread the word.
Yes, if you guys got merch, like, go to rumboyz.com. I'm dropping the merch command now. Head to rumboyz.com. Get you some merch. Wear it out and about. Wear it proudly. Wear it at the gym. Wear it at the bar. We got the brand new fitness line out. We got the brand new Rumboyz fitness line out. So, you know.
Bro, don't tell me that. I'm going to get myself in trouble now.
The new fitness line is out. So, you know, and more pieces coming out for that as well. So make sure you guys, you know, head there, get all your hoodies and stuff for the gym, your tank tops, all that good stuff.
I know we covered it, but I'm sure I don't speak for just myself. We need some fucking caps, dog. We need some lids.
I know. I'm working on it. We're working on it. But yeah, on the other half of the show, we will have our special guests. Just one moment here, and let me.
Hey, am I good to go real quick?
Yep, go ahead. Take your break really quick.
All right, you about to throw my boy on? I'm about to miss it out. Like, you're about to throw my boy QC on for a second, aren't you?
Yeah.
Damn it, man. Got that homie telepathy. I know all my people, man. I love it.
All right, go ahead, bro.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right. It's halftime, ladies and gentlemen. We'll catch you on the other side of the buzzer here in a minute.
Let it go, let's roll, break it down when you hear this flow. I come in peace, you ain't gotta fear this show. Metaphorically, you ain't Hellenistic road. Not a drink this cold, never crack this code in my zone. Don't creaking and time goes slow. Peace in my heart and my mind, although I steer real clear of a vibe that's low. Got my hands on the wheel, keep my eyes on the road. Cause they can come from any direction, I'm a man. Focus is my only protection. If I can turn up, but I'm talking ascension, cause I can't end up crashing at the next intersection. On another plane, in this any game, ace combat and hit that afterburners with this rap thing. I've been having big dreams. It's the homie QC. Hope the homie succeeds. Game time and I've been sick of sitting in the nosebleeds. Dotting them I's, crossing those T's. Walking that line, tightrope a few strings. Lace up these J's, I'ma give them what they need. It ain't really about the Nikes on my feet. Nikes are not shit, my cipher's complete. Cause I step harder than the concrete beneath my feet. So lace up tight, I'm about to speak my piece. I get sick of talking all the time. The same old this and that. I see that bullshit on the rise. I'm looking over it. I don't hear no truth to all the lies. Them words are counterfeit. I see my peace until I die. And they won't stop the kid. I get sick of talking all the time. The same old this and that. I see that bullshit on the rise. I'm looking over it. Keep my peace. But look ahead and keep an eye on me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here on the other half of the show. We told you that we were bringing a special guest through. You know how we do here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. I really don't think that anyone does it as big as we do. Nick, is there? No, I don't think so.
I don't know. Some try, but it's
not there. Like we just take the bar and we raise it higher and higher and higher. Ladies and gentlemen, we're raising it higher here on Tuesday's edition of the Rum Report. Ladies and gentlemen, Bazel Harfach, welcome to the show, brother.
What's going on, gentlemen? How y'all doing?
good, man. How you doing, homie?
I'm doing good, man. Blessed. I love what you guys are doing out here, man. Keep it going.
Hell yeah, man.
Thank you. Yeah, we try and be original. We try and be different.
That's what's up.
So first, I want to make sure that I got the pronunciation correct.
I ain't gonna lie, you killed it, but it's Basil Harfouche.
Basil Harfouche. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I was like looking at it like it's got to be Fooch.
So wait, you thought it? You didn't even tell me, bro, man? Dang.
I don't know if y'all were hearing me or not, but it's all good, man. It's all good. Doesn't matter. I appreciate you guys having me out here. I'm excited. You know, TBL's on the way up, and I see you guys doing your thing. So it's all good progress, man. That's all that matters.
Hey, greatly appreciate it. Well, first, thank you for stopping by the show. We're just going to dive right into it. First question that I have is, how did you get into owning a team?
So this is my fifth year playing pro, and I believe my third year I played in what was known as the TBL today, NAPB. And President David Magley was a good friend of mine, and he supported me throughout my career. And while I was playing in the league, I had a situation, had to step out, and he came to me and said, "Hey, why don't you actually look into buying the team?" So I had an opportunity to go back overseas, and I said, you know what, this might be something I need to look forward into. And Tampa Bay's home. I've lived the overseas lifestyle. I didn't want to be away from the family. You know, you're gone for 7-8 months, foreign country, different language, different lifestyle. So I was like, this is something that really might work. And being from Tampa, knowing the hoop life out here, knowing the people out here, I was like, I want to be able to change the culture. I want to do something great for a city like this. And I took it full-fledged. I never looked back.
I love it. Nick?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. But you said you stay in Tampa now?
Yeah.
And you're Lebanese, right?
I am Lebanese, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
man. Well, I'm a nutritionist, so like I love food. I could talk food all day. I gotta know, man,
Okay.
like what's your favorite like Lebanese dish, and also like explain it for like the people that don't know or aren't kind of like down with like diverse stuff like that.
So my favorite is actually kibbe. So kibbe is like is a meat patty, a big meat patty put into a big pan, olive oil, something called burgle. It's some sort of grain with some walnuts, and they just throw it in the oven, and it comes out. It's a masterpiece. Some people put some yogurt on the face of it, not like the yogurt that we get at the grocery store. It's a different type of yogurt to give it a different type of flavor. Really, really good. That's my favorite. I mean, you got the normal shawarma, the falafels and all that stuff, but my favorite is kibbe.
Yeah.
That's fire. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Falafels are fire, man. I even like to I think it's kafta or like whatever, like the
Kafta.
the lamb and stuff like that.
Lamb,
Yeah.
Yep. It's funny though. I'm huge on nutrition, and I've been going plant-based with a little bit of seafood for the last 4.5 months. I look at everything that goes into my body. Being a professional athlete, you got to look at everything, man. I've never drank in my life, never smoked in my life. Really took care of my body. Everything I put in, I look at ingredients. I mean, this is my temple right here. This is what keeps me going, So
You got to, man. I love it. You got to treat your body like it's a Ferrari. Like you don't even need a Ferrari, but treat your body like one. And
that's right.
Health is wealth, man. Like that's what I always say. Like,
that's right.
I feel it.
100%.
I'm the same way. I even went like pescatarian for a while too. Like I love the shit. I'm a seafood head, man.
I can't say no to sushi, man. So sushi's you can't cut that off my list. So I gotta have it.
Bro, you making me
shrimp, fish.
You making me weak.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. So I understand, you are a player owner, kind of like you had just mentioned into that, and also last year you were the leading scorer of the TBL. Could you kind of walk us through last season and what you're doing to bring that energy into this season currently?
So last year, I mean, as you guys know, I mean, before I get into that, before you guys started, your podcast and your entertainment business, correct me if I'm wrong, you had people who told you can do it and people who told you couldn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even close people to you who are like, I don't know. And now that you guys are successful, jumping back on the bandwagon, and hey, now. Am I still with you guys?
Yeah, I hear you. You cut out for a second, but I got you.
Yeah, my bad. I'm about to put this on airplane mode. Can you hear me? I can't hear it.
Yep, we can hear you.
We hear you. We got you.
Okay,
you're good.
Yeah. So last year when I started it, a lot of people were questioning what was going on, and if it was something to be successful, people try to do something similar. But when I get involved with something, I'm 110%. I don't stop. I don't take shortcuts. And the fact that it was basketball related, I got a love for the game, passion for the game. I've never cheated the game, and once I was able to put my foot down and push it all the way through, and it being basketball, it just made me step it up a whole nother level. And my whole career from college to the pros, I've dealt with injuries and political stances. I've had 2 NBA G League contracts, one overseas due to the politics, chose that route. And when I was able to really play and compete, no injuries, no setbacks, I was able to show what I can do. Now, obviously the main goal is championship, that we didn't get, but the fact that it was a successful year from top to bottom, was able to provide athletes, they achieved their goals, their dreams, man. And it's something I can't even explain. When I made the phone calls for the guys who made the team, some guys broke down and was like, man, you just made my dream come true. And for me, it's a better feeling. It's more rewarding than watching someone's dream come through before your eyes and being able to assist someone to get there rather than, hey, me. You know what I mean? So it was huge for me. And that energy is it's still rolling. The guys that I have that are returners had to earn their spot back into this year. And we brought on, I believe, 4 new guys. And just seeing how appreciative they are and how they attack every day. The energy is crazy, man. And it's a blessing to be able to give back.
I like that. that.
Yeah, man.
I started my company because I wanted to give back.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I'm having issues listening. I can't hear you.
You hear it now?
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, I hear you. You hear us?
I can't hear you guys. That's weird.
Uh-oh.
What's going on here? Hold on. Let me see if I can get you guys on this over here because I can't hear anything if you can hear me. Sorry for technical difficulties, everybody. That's my fault. It's not my guy's fault. Hold on. Let me get
you good, homie. You good.
That buys me time.
I'm gonna let you know as soon as I get. Let me see if I can do this on my phone. Let's see. All right, let me try this. Let me try this. I don't know what's going on.
All right, can you hear us still?
Are we good?
Yep.
Yeah, we hear you. You hear us?
I can hear you. Now, yeah. Let me get rid of this. All right, that's done.
There we go. Cool.
All right, bet.
Yeah, no.
Back.
What I was saying, to go hand in hand with what you were just saying. I started my business to provide opportunities, because I was being given opportunities from sportscasters, so on and so forth. I wanted to get writers. I wanted to get other content creators, create a marketing team, so on and so forth. Eventually, one of the next aspects I'm looking at is actually helping manage athletes to get, into getting onto teams and stuff like that. I actually manage a fighter who will be on our show Thursday. So I mean, I completely understand. Yeah, you gotta invest your all, because if you don't do it with passion and with conviction, you're gonna give into it.
Shortchanging yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then not only that, man. I'm just speaking from experience. Being responsible for others, because this is a professional league, and the way I run my organization is very professional. I'm never late with payments, man. I make sure my guys are taken care of. If I need to front them something, I'm there. I do it. And correct me if I'm wrong. Like for me, in my first year, and I still do it, I ran everything, man. I mean, booking flights, booking hotels, driving, salaries, checks, setting up the venues, doing the jerseys, the laundry, the designing, and then on top of all that, playing. But people are like, oh, how'd you do it? I'm like, well, I love what I do, and I didn't even feel it. It didn't affect me. It wasn't stressful. It was straight out of love and passion for the game and for my organization.
Yep. Hey man, it's refreshing to hear that. Like I know how Robbie is, and hearing you say that, like I feel like it's hard to find the ones that like give back and are about others like before themselves most of the time. And like that's how I am too. Like I came from humble beginnings, man. Like like I love helping people. Like I work at like in nutrition now. I want to do some like inspirational, motivational speaking, like maybe write a book one day, like on like self-development, stuff like that. Like I like to give back, like to volunteer my time and like do stuff like that. And also like I'm a hooper. I've helped out like a buddy of mine coaches. Like I've helped out a little bit with that. Something I want to get back, like get into, like really all into. But I still play. Like I love the game, man. I feel like the game even like always gives back. But a question that I have like about just the game, like looking back on like ever since you picked up a ball, like what's like a fond memory, or like what's something that like you can like really like look back, or like a just first thing comes to your mind just like about the game, or like just something like that you've like realized with yourself, like a true strength, or like bigger than basketball.
The first thing that comes to mind wouldn't be a strength or basketball related is Kobe. And I know that's a whole different topic, but I was born in Tampa. I was raised in LA, and I picked up a ball. I think it was 2 or 3 when my parents, put the ball in my hand. But the love that I really gained for the game when I was old enough to understand and watch Kobe Bryant play, and just the work ethic, the focus, his drive, and that's how I attack everything in life from a young age. Just being able to watch someone like that, and the game has sculpted me as a person. And now when we go out into the community, we go to these schools, we're with these young children who are going to be either athletes or professional photographers or professional chefs or whatever the case may be. I use my situation, my life lessons I learned from being an athlete and playing the game that have sculpted me in my life. Like I don't take shortcuts. Everything I do is I'm focused, I'm driven, I give it 100%. I'm disciplined, and it's from the game. You know what I'm saying? So when we go out there and we talk to these kids, it's not like, oh, hey, this is basketball, this is what it can do. No, you can take what you learn from this and apply it to everything in life. And that's the biggest thing that I like to preach about when we go and talk to the next generation who are coming up behind us, and whether it's basketball or anything that they love, just go in 100%.
Hell yeah, man. I like the shit like you say with that. Like I feel like too, you don't learn anything from easy. You don't learn anything from cutting corners. Like you get a sense of pride, you get a sense of accomplishment when some shit's nitty gritty and tough.
Yeah, oh yeah, and it's more rewarding. I mean, to go through it all and to come up and win it rather than just be handed on a silver spoon. It's like I worked for this, I earned this. You know what I mean? And it's fulfilling. It really is.
Heck yeah, man.
I tell myself every day. I tell myself every day, give myself about 2 more years, 3 more years. I'm going to be the very first streamer, the very first podcaster on the cover of Forbes, the very first sports podcaster on the cover of Forbes.
Oh, yeah.
2, 3. I got it.
Whatever you put your mind to, man. I respect that. And I
appreciate it.
It's simple as that, but you have to execute, man. And that's the biggest thing for me. It's execution.
Exactly.
Nothing in your life will work until you do. And that's what I go by, man.
Exactly. A lot of people, they'll say, I want to be my own boss. I wish I could create my own hours. No, you want to create your own hours so you can sleep all day. You're not really trying to, which leads me into my next question, actually. How do you separate the owner role and the player role from each other?
So, for me, just for instance, with my staff, I got obviously I got coaching staff, I got general manager, and I got players. And some people are like, well, the coach can't take him out because he can, fire him. I'm not like that. I'm a very, very humble dude. I'm confident. I know what I can do, and I know what my strengths and weaknesses are. But when it comes to being a player, when I'm around my guys, it's like, hey man, I'm when we're on the court, I'm a player. Coach, you have the right and the free will to do whatever you want. I'm not the type of guy to be like, oh, since it's my team, I can down talk you. I'm not like that. I don't use my position for power. I'm very respectful. When it comes to the owning part during the day, man, I got conference calls, meetings, things of that nature that I know how to be a professional in. And I am a professional in everything I do. So it doesn't really change whether I'm a player or an owner, because the way I live my life is the same way I do anything. You know what I mean? So the biggest thing for the players might be like, oh, I can't say something to him because, he might cut me or no, I'm not like that. You can talk to me, be free. I want you to be yourself. I'm not a guy who gets caught up on words. Even people talk trash, on the court. I don't get involved. It goes in one ear, out the other. I'm just really focused on myself. I know what I can do. And no matter what people say to me, it's not going to affect anything. So as an employee, so to speak, or a player of ours, I don't let that affect the relationship that I have of being an owner and a player. I just let it, hey man, we're on the same level out here. Now, when I go and meet CEOs and presidents and stuff, obviously it's a kind of a different level that I have to be on. But as soon as I walk out that meeting, I'm back to normal. I'm back to Basel, just trying to enjoy life and provide for others.
Yeah, by the way, I saw you and Bernard go head to head this past weekend. Who was our previous guest? That was intense. I was commentating it, and every time, you could tell that both of you are next level, next tier type of athletes, and just you saw the fire in both of you guys' eyes. I was like, I have to commentate this. I already have one on the show. I have the next one coming on the show. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. You guys put on the show. That was a
good game, man. He came out. He did his thing. We went down early, and then brought it back. We had one of our guys going. You just try to keep feeding him. Fouls kind of hurt us. Foul trouble. But it was a good game, man. It was fun to compete against these guys because it's at the end of the day, it's all for the love of the game, man. Everyone wants to get better and continue to rise in this game and get to the highest level possible.
And you got it back the very next day against Dayton.
Yeah, we did. I and speaking from my perspective, I came out with a different mentality that game and just got a little more aggressive. The first game I wanted to see, because I'm not an excuse maker. I'm none of that. But that first game for me was like, okay, it's our first home game. So I got there the day before. I went and bought the concessions. I set up the gym.
Yep.
And then I got in there 2.5 hours early. I'm making sure everyone's in their place. My directors, my people who are working the concessions, who are working the tickets, the table. So like I'm just, mental checking everything. And when I got in the game, I was like, I was everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of pulled me back a little bit. Second half, we came out different, as you saw. But it was a little too late to get back. And we slipped up, had a couple missed shots, a couple turnovers towards the end that kind of cost us the game. But we see them a few more times, and we'll get them back.
I like it.
Yeah, man. I got a question. Like you touched on it a little bit, but early on, like, did you have any until you showed your character and your transparency as like an owner and a player also? Was there ever kind of like Like you had to like prove yourself to guys, like, because I know how it is in a locker room and like in a team construct in a way. Like, did you ever have any issues, like, or did like your personality and like your character like show through like very quick and like you got your guys to like buy in and be your guys?
I think it's the second part. My character and personality is just who I am, and like I said, I'm from here, so a lot of the people who know me, they know what I can do. And but you know, the first year when we had 12 new guys and it was our first year, a lot of the guys who would come to tryouts were like, "Oh, Baz, you gonna suit up? You want to see what you can do?" Because a lot of guys who didn't know me, and then you know, the first day of practices and open runs that we had, and they're like, "Oh, he's not just like, hey, this guy can go, he can hoop. He's not just an owner who's gonna come and just play some minutes because he's an owner and wants to get his, but no, he can play." And again, I had almost 3 years of professional experience before it. So I had a resume going in so people understood, like, okay, he's not just, here's a team, he's an owner and telling people what to do because he wants to play. You know, I earned that, and I wanted to earn that from them. I wanted to earn their respect, so to speak, so we can all be on the same page, so they don't think like, oh, he's just here to get his, or because he's an owner. But no, this guy can actually play and contribute, and we all know what we can do best. So put all that together, and we should have a really good result at the end of the day.
The results have been great. The results have been great so far. I mean, the season's
we dropped a couple this year, but we're good. We're gonna pick
I'm gonna say the season's still really long. I mean, you got plenty of time. I mean, the playoffs are thick. Like that seeding is thick up top. So if I were you guys, I wouldn't be worried. Want to know, what is it like inside of the TBL? I see the league as a whole, developing players, developing guys. Sometimes there's players that move from team to team. Even it's a legit business. Am I correct? It's more than just basketball.
Yeah. So I mean, the biggest thing the league supports and I support is it being a platform for athletes to either continue their professional career or become a professional. And it being a business, obviously, you know, it is what it is when there's money involved. But for me, it's like, I want my guys to do the best and achieve the highest and reach their goal. So if we're mid-season and I got a guy that gets an offer from another team or a different country or a different league, I'm not going to hold him back. It's like, hey, man, this is what's best for you. That's what I want at the end of the day. Yeah, will it affect the team chemistry? Will it be hard to fill your gap? Maybe not. But at the end of the day, it's for the players. It's for the athletes. It's for us to continue our professional career at the same time impacting the community that we're a part of. So like last year, we had a couple guys who left some teams and came to our team, you know, and it worked out for us. And I'm not too well for sure if it worked out for them, but it worked out for us pretty well. So I'm not against it. I don't believe any of the owners are, because the main thing other than community involvement is letting these athletes get to the highest level possible and really creating a platform for them.
Right. I like it. I like that response. I was looking for that because that's what it seems to be the overall image of the TBL is. Whenever I look on, you know, Instagram and so on and so forth, it's very community based, player development. You know, but at the same time, it's, you see a guy on one team and then next thing you know, he's off to play in you know, Australia, Europe or something, you know.
Right.
So I just want to make sure that I hinted on that so that people also knew, you know, from your standpoint, and also, you know, myself as a commentator of the TBL, everything that's going on here, this isn't your grandpa's basketball league here. Guys are really making a move, and they're moving around, and they're trying to chase the next level.
That's what it's about, man. We're like, we can pretty much call it a showcase league, you know, just develop these guys, give them that opportunity. And I'm just going to speak on my behalf. So the Titans, as you know, we have, I'm pretty sure all the teams are, but like for us, we get people, if not 4 or 5 players a day, man, contacting us. Hey, is there a roster spot? Can we come in? I got some film. I got some resume. And I've been huge on coming through a tryout. I've been, through my experience, I've dealt with different NBA teams and different NBA D-League teams at the time who I've been invited out to for workouts for a potential contract. And I would kill the guy that they would end up selecting. And it just, for me, it was like, what did it come down to? And they would literally tell you, it would pretty much be like, hey, it's the resume. This guy has 3-4 more years experience over you. And I'm like, well, you put us both on the same court. And I'm not just saying I had more points than him. As an overall player, I outperformed him mentally, defensively, offensively, IQ level, the team effort, from, you know what I'm saying, everything. So for my team, my organization, I don't put anybody on this team unless you came through one of my tryout processes or through the TBL tryout. I want to see you put in that effort and invest in yourself to come out and show your worth on the court. I don't look at people's resumes because this guy might have gotten an opportunity to play 3-4 years. Yet you have this guy at home killing himself day in and day out to get an opportunity. But if I keep looking at people's resumes and taking guys who just played somewhere, when is that guy ever going to get a chance to play? So I was huge on opening the doors and kind of changing the culture and letting guys know that, no, if you put in the work and the effort and you come and prove to me, you have a spot. You know what I'm saying? Like even my guys didn't have to come to my tryout, but they had to come back to training camp after our tryouts were complete, and we brought in 16 new guys, and then the top 10 to 12 will get selected. And my returners had to earn that spot again, because this is, as you said, it is a business, but at the same time, people want to get that opportunity to play. And I can't be like, no, your spot is guaranteed because you played here or you have 3 years over this guy. Well, that's not right. So I don't want to treat anybody the way I didn't want to be treated. So this is why I do them the way I do it. So like I said, I get people every day hitting me up. I'm like, man, we got tryouts in the summer. You know, come on out. We'll have our whole staff there and we'll evaluate, and you get selected to come to training camp. And from there, you prove yourself again.
Awesome, man. I love it.
Nick,
that's deep. But I had a question. There's some like Robbie, business owner, like starting a brand. Me, myself too. A couple people in the chat. Are there any like struggles like early on and like things that you faced, or like would you give any advice to like fresh business owners, people that have been in the game for a little bit, or like kind of just like entrepreneurs out there, like kind of like getting into something that's kind of unknown? Like any tips or advice?
It's not easy. That's how I don't think starting any business is going to be easy. And the biggest thing that I learned was, if you're not, I don't want to say it's the wrong way, but financially, you're going to have, you know, everybody said you got to spend money to make money. That it is true, man. You're not going to be able to get your brand out in the proper way for it to be seen without investing, whether that's money, time, or your effort anywhere. And for me, it was like, it affected my relationship, you know, and because like I said, when I get into something, I go 100%. So be willing to be professional. That's the biggest thing. And you know, in some companies, I don't really agree with it to a full extent, but image, the way some people look at you, and that goes a long way, man. And nowadays, you never know how someone might portray you, the way you dress, the way you look, although it has nothing to do with what you offer and what kind of heart you have and what kind of mindset you have. You know what I mean? So it's just being a professional all the way around, I would say. Investing the time, all your resources. Don't put anything aside. You know, I'll do it later. Get it done immediately. And that's how that's what I'm executing. You got to be able to execute. And whenever you give your word, just stay with it, because the one time that you slip up, and let's say it's to a solid organization that knows another guy, it's a relationship. So they put one foul word about you out there, man. And especially if you're in a city or in a county, you won't succeed, especially in the entertainment business. For me, like right now, you know, community wise, I've been partnering with organizations left and right, man. I mean, Moffitt Cancer Center is top 3 cancer organizations, I think, in the nation. There's the second year running. They're my partners, and we're doing a benefit charity game for them. We just partnered with the fire department of Pasco County, the sheriff department of Pasco County, the Florida Autism Center, and then Autism Speaks nonprofit. We're working with some authors from BU Nation, Dr. Chuck Wilson. He's one of our partners as well. He's going into schools and talking to the youth about education. We have a few other partners. The VA hospital, one of the top hospitals in the nation, James A. Haley Veterans Hospital. They're one of our partners. We got a few more. I do not want to miss anybody. Man, there's like 8 of them, and I'm just Eckerd Foster Care, the youth. You know, they help foster kids get into homes. I mean, dude, I'm all over the place. The Children Cancer Center. So I go out and meet with these CEOs, these presidents, VPs, and I tell them what I want to do and how I want to give back and get my players into the organizations, whether it's to see patients, see the kids, spend some time, show a good face, and just make sure people understand what they're about. And we have 12 home games right now. I believe 8 of our games are charity benefit games for one of those organizations I mentioned to you.
That's awesome.
And Pasco County Schools. So the whole school district, we're partnering with them as well. So I'm out there, man. The community is this the biggest piece, you know, and a lot of kids look up to these athletes, look up to us as heroes. So when we go out, we make sure we respect them, and we portray ourselves in the right way, and that's truly who we are.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, man. I love it.
100%.
I resonate with everything you've been saying, man. I love it.
Yeah,
it's all about giving back, man.
That's all it's about, man. I mean, that's really what it's about. I mean, you got to give, man, and for me, giving is better than receiving.
Oh yeah,
that's just how I am, man. I'm big on that.
Absolutely.
Like, in my opinion, like the most respected, like the true, like strongest, like men and women, like true strongest people, and respected people are those that like give, like that shows like true strength. Like a lot of people will be like kind of like thanks, and like run with something, like that the people that like give back and are about everybody else, that like lift other ships, like those are like the true, like strongest, like most respected people, like the ones that got to figure it out, that know their purpose, like, and like to show others and like show them their gifts and help them find their purpose. That's like, to me, like that's the people I respect the most in life.
100%, bro. And that's the type of people you want to work with. You know, my general manager is Gerald Williams, former Yankee player and 2-time world champion, and he's been there for me for the last, like, I want to say 10 to 12 years, just supporting me and mentoring me. And he always made a statement to me, and I live by. He said, "If you can make a difference, you are the difference." And that kind of hit home, man. And that's, you know, yeah, I don't know. I like that statement a lot, and I try to share it with as many people as I can, because it is true, man. If you can make a difference, why not be the difference?
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, we've done stuff. I play football here in the flag football league. Done toy drives, done charity games, washes, stuff like that. So I mean, I completely resonate with it, because you know, when you have a brand, when you have a platform, it's kind of our jobs to speak out. You know, me, the greatest part of my job is I get to sit back and I get to have fun. I get to talk to athletes. You know,
right?
You know, and yeah, it's bringing in something, but to take that and direct it towards something else positive, and you know, we're actually working on trying to turn this into where we can have a youth internship program for young writers, so on and so forth. I mean, like you said, materializing other people's dreams and helping them, you know, because not everybody sees the potential in themselves. You know, and helping them, you know, realize, like you said, you've had players break down for the opportunity. You know, you're helping the community. That's beautiful, and I highly resonate with that. Basil, we do have one more question here on today's show. We could go on forever, but I know that you're a busy man, and I mean, we got some more topics to discuss. Who would you say that your game is modeled most after, and also at the same time, what advice do you have for the young athletes out there?
My game modeled after somebody. I've gotten different people tell me who they think. Now, like I said, as growing up, Kobe was my guy I watched, and he was the only guy I watched. Don't play as similar as him, but I'm transitioning to the point guard this year. So last year I was a 2. A lot of people tell me I'm like Klay Thompson because I can shoot the ball really well. This year I've gotten at the 1 kind of like Devin Booker, just because he can score in different areas, but he can also pass really well, and he's a good rebounding guard. So those are some people what they tell me. But the biggest thing I would say for the next generation coming up is don't cheat the game. If you love it, devote yourself 100% and put the work in. Because if you don't, you can't lie. You can't lie to the ball. I mean, if we're talking about basketball, the game will know. It'll show. You know, just it's not about killing yourself in the gym either. It's about working on technique, working on the small things, and just perfecting a few things of your game that you know and you're confident in, you feel comfortable in once you get on the court, and that you want to show. Because if the NBA is your goal, they only take certain kinds of people, and that's people who either do something really, really great or well-rounded everywhere around. So don't cheat the game. Stay devoted. Be focused. Stay driven. And don't listen to anybody. Whatever you set your mind to, people are going to hate. People are going to doubt. But as long as you believe in yourself and you're confident, that's all that matters.
Yep. Eventually, them people will be believers.
Like that.
That's right. It's going to take some time, but they will.
Yep.
That's a great closing. Nick, you have anything else, bro?
I just want to say real quick, man, I want to shoot my shot because I feel like in this life, like you got to take chances. Like you don't know you're going to score if you don't shoot right. But I told you I'm a hooper, man. I love that you kind of like you fuck with people that like have heart and drive and like a mentality. I don't have like the resume, man, but all my life, like basketball saved me, man. It's always been like close to my heart. I'm kind of a playground player. I play in a league now. And a lot of these guys know, like in the Rum family, that like I used to like really take it seriously. Like I used to go like shoot around and get a couple hundred shots in like almost every day. And I'm gonna train hard. I'm gonna get back into it. I want to see like if I can. I was thinking about maybe going back to school and like walking on somewhere and just trying out. But I love this league. And talking with you, like I don't know, man. I kind of have a prove it complex. I would like maybe like after a little bit of training, man. I would like a tryout if that's a possibility, man. If you need a crazy mentality, like buzzsaw, like nitty gritty, defensive minded playmaking point guard, I got you.
Yeah, man. We look, like I said, that you said the word resume. I ain't looking at it. Whether you got a nice one, you don't. I want you to come out and we'll take care of it, man. I think we're gonna have somebody asked me that today, to be honest with you, about tryouts. We usually host them in the summertime. So obviously we're gonna stay connected throughout the season, man. And we'll definitely I have my staff out there and you come on in and we'll take a look.
Hell yeah, man. I'm gonna get back into it, man, for real.
Hey, look at that. Just a half an hour conversation, and I love it. You're ready. The fire is there. I see the fire behind my face right here. I see the little design. I love it, man. Yeah, you're definitely you're more than welcome, man, to come on out. We'll take care of it, and we'll have our guys evaluate.
Hell yeah, man. That'd be awesome.
There you go, Nick. There you go.
Sounds good.
Appreciate it, man. You gotta shoot your shot in life.
Yeah. Hey, no one else gonna do it for you, man. So might as well go out and get it.
Heck yeah, man.
Hey, well, Basil, we greatly appreciate you for coming on the show. I am going to message you, and if you would like, we just opened up our Rumboyz basketball line. I will send you one of our fitness shirts if you would like in a Tampa Bay type color.
Oh yeah.
Hey, don't worry,
great,
brother.
man. I appreciate that. We'll take it. I'll get a professional picture in it. Throw it up. Tag you guys. Appreciate the love, man.
Heck yeah, man.
Oh, what was that? It cut out.
What's that?
No.
Oh, you cut out for a second.
You got cut out to there. Yeah.
Oh, I said once I get the shirt, I'll have my my photographer take some pictures, man. I'll post it, tag you guys, shout you guys out.
Greatly appreciate it. Hey, thank you, brother.
Yes,
you have a great one.
I got one last question before you guys go. Any of you guys coming to Tampa anytime soon? Catch a game, get you guys some courtside seats.
Oh shit.
I am not. If I am, I never know when sportscasters can hit me up and be like, we got to handle this business. So if something comes up, I will definitely message you.
That'd be lit, man.
Courtside with your camera and just pan it back and forth and commentate live. Let me know.
I will absolutely let you know.
Yes, let me know.
Heck yeah, man. That'd be awesome. I got some family down in Jacksonville. I'm supposed to go
later
in the summer, so maybe we can make something happen. Maybe even just link up, even if the season's already over. But I'm definitely going to go down there and I'm going to try to get some playground ball in.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. It was a pleasure talking to you guys. I appreciate your time. If you guys ever need me to hop back on, just let me know and we could chop it up.
Heck yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Good meeting you, man. I love the vibes. I love the perspective. Like, you got a strong frame, man. I like it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
All right, brother. Be easy, man. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Hey, good luck this season, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Take care, guys.
All right, bud.
Nick can talk forever. He's like, yo, I just shot. He's like, I'm ready for the TVL. Let's go.
Dude, in a way, like, can we cut this shit off early? Because I might hit the gym up for a bit.
We got to get the NFL done. We got to get the NFL done. How do you feel, man?
Dude, super chill, man. Like, I don't know, I pick up on vibes, man. I feel like real recognizes real. The universe has a way of bringing like-minded motherfuckers together. It's why I met you. It's why like I love certain people in the Rum family, in the sports community. My bro Chachos, like, it's just crazy how the world brings like-minded motherfuckers like that. And I vibe with that dude. Like, I don't know, man. Like we talk like mentality and like people with like fire in their belly, like driven, like high, like strong-willed people. I don't know, man. I'm gonna hit the gym, man. I'm gonna put work in. I gotta prove a complex, man. I want to see that dude later next year.
Hell yeah. We thank our special guest Basil for hopping on. I think he's still backstage, actually. Are you still backstage, brother?
Yeah. I don't know if you can hear me, man. I still got it going. Yes, I am.
Oh yeah. Well, we're just gonna dive into our NFL topics here, man. Greatly appreciate you coming through. Anything else that you have for us or anything?
No, man. I just I was actually gonna watch the rest of the show. I'm gonna grab some food before I hit practice, and I just want to listen to you guys. Continue doing your thing, man.
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, I'm gonna shoot you the link. For our show so that you can watch it. We're on YouTube. We're on Sportscaster, bro. So I'm gonna get it.
Okay, yeah, shoot it my way, and I'm gonna watch the rest of it, and I just want you guys to know I do support you guys, man. Much love.
Greatly appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Keep doing it.
Hell yeah, man. Peace out.
All right, take care, homie. Good meeting you, dog.
Yes, sir. Take care. Bye-bye.
All righty. Let's go. So let's talk some NFL, bro. Let's talk some football. And I know that you've been anxious to talk some fantasy football as well. So we have some of that mixed in here as well. Let's first start off with the NFL. The Las Vegas Raiders are set to blow a whole lot of money to make a play at Tom Brady. New England Patriot, Christian Fournier, now a radio host, former New England Patriots player, stated that the Patriots are 100% done with Brady. Does it sound like he's going to Las Vegas or somewhere else? Does he stay a Patriot? I mean, I know we talked about this before, but $60 million is a whole lot of money.
That is a whole lot of money, especially since in years past he took pay cuts, and he said he was like looking for like a deal that kind of proves his worth to an organization. And I've been saying it for weeks, man, and on the podcast and on previous episodes, Rumboyz After Dark, all types of things, that I think he is out, man. I think there's been circumstances, there's been buildup that have led up to like him being like able to be like, look, I'm out. Like, I think they're going to kind of like, I still stand with the take that I think they're going to like kind of like lowball him, and they're going to be like, Tom, like, you're our guy, but can we sign these other guys? Can we get you some weapons? Take a pay cut. Let's take a run. And he's just going to be like, no. But as a Raiders fan, like with Tuck Rule, man, I'm sure Mofo feels the same way. All my other friends in Raider Nation, like, we do not want Tuck Rule Brady in the fucking silver and black. We just don't.
No, absolutely not. Especially when you bring up the Tuck Rule and that pass. Now, with that being said, I've always said that Brady needs to go somewhere warm. And he owes that to his wife. He owes that to his family. He owes that to the kids, so on and so forth. But I still think that he stays a Patriot. And I'm still sticking with it. Like, I know that the Patriots desperately want to move on. I mean, they have had Jacoby Brissett. They have had Jimmy G. You're looking at the success that both of them have had. And you're like, all right, at some point, I have to move on from this. Like, at some point, this is not going to keep working, especially with the way that the game is transcending with a lot of more mobile present players. I don't know, bro. I think that he stays a Patriot. He doesn't want to tarnish his legacy.
I don't know, man. you know how I look at everything with like 360 perspective and like look at other angles, other frames, like try to evaluate things like with depth and like kind of like really look at other scenarios. I know I made the point before. Do you give credit and credence? Like, do you think like a little part of him like thinks that he's the guy, he's the reason for the success, like not totally just Belichick? Like, do you think there's a level of ego in both of those guys to where like they kind of would both want a mutual split to find out like who's really the guy, who's really the one that made it for them? I think Brady has that more.
The Gridiron Heights reference. No, I'm the Patriot way. No, I'm the Patriot way. I'm completely a fan of that theory. I am. But I am also a fan of the theory that Brady is too scared to I think that Brady is scared because of what that's going to do to his legacy. You know, I feel like you got to stay a Patriot because you have gotten 6 rings with them. 6 rings. It is what it is. I can't see him anywhere else until the news drops. I will not publicly go on air and entertain any other thought process for myself personally.
Yeah, I hear you.
Let's see here. Over the weekend at the Los Angeles Wildcats game, Melvin Gordon was in attendance, and he was asked about his former colleague, former quarterback, Phillip Rivers. And he stated that he believes that Rivers will go to the Colts due to Nick Sirianni due to Nick Sirianni, the offensive coordinator, being there, who's also the former play caller for the Chargers. They also run the exact same playbook there. Do you believe that Rivers to the Colts could be a thing?
I can see it, but just like we talked about, like him going to like the Bucks or like anywhere else, I really think he needs like certain weapons that like kind of appeal to like quick dump off passes, like guys that are like explosive off the slant, the in and outs, the drag routes, like shorter comebacks, like, and also a running back. And I'm not totally sold like on Marlon Mack being like the guy that can like really just be like that true stud back, and like really take a lot of heat off of him. So I don't know. I can see it for a fit like front office and managerial, but I don't know. Like the X's and O's, like they'd have to go get some guys that like really like kind of appeal to him and his play style. I think if you take a chance and you like maybe like the draft is deep with running backs, man. Like we talked about it on Rumboyz at the Dark. Like we've talked about it in the past before. I think if you go get like a solid receiving, like beast of a guy, like I know I throw him out there a lot. I fucking gotta like love for the dude, but like you go out there and get like a Zach Moss, like a guy that could catch out the backfield, and he's really like a jack of all trades. Like he doesn't have like ridiculous explosiveness and like jukes and spins, and like he's not like really a power guy, but he's kind of just like a little good at everything. Like I always make like the Eddie George comparison. Like when Eddie George first started out, like Eddie George like blossomed and showed progression in his game and got known as like a guy of like everything and like a tackle breaker and whatnot. But when he first started out, he was just kind of like your average, like All-American, just I shouldn't say All-American. He wasn't All-American, but like blue collar, like bell cow back. Like I think that if you paired up somebody like that with him, that would be really good. But they need some weapons, like and Hilton always getting banged up. Like I don't know, that's not like he'll be a solid guy, but you need like a second receiver, maybe a slot option. Like you need to get some athleticism out the backfield. And then you hear about they maybe like will lose like Ebron, even though he kind of just had like that one good year. He had a little bit of flashes last year, but they got to really like structure a solid core group of weapons around him for him to be successful, in my opinion.
So once again, I mean, this is another situation where I'm finding myself in agreement with you, brother. I don't. At first, when I saw this yesterday, and I saw this come across my desk yesterday, I was thinking to myself, like, okay, you got the exact same play caller. You don't. It's going to take you no time to be up to speed. It's just a matter of now getting the chemistry down with the guys because it's the same playbook. But then I had to wonder, and I had to think and investigate just a little bit deeper into things. And the more I thought about it, the more and more I was like, why'd you move to Florida? Why'd you pack up your 9, 13 some odd kids, fucking build a football field in the backyard? I don't know if he did that, guys. I'm just making a joke because he has enough kids to have a full team. I think that it's Tampa. If he goes anywhere, the Chargers are completely out on him. They got Easton Stick. They got Tyrod Taylor. They could even go and make a play at Justin Herbert or Tua Tagovailoa, depending on how that whole situation happens in the draft. I know that a lot of reports are coming out around that situation alone.
Yeah.
I think that it's a Florida team or bust for Phillip Rivers, guys. I don't see this guy going to Indy. But if anyone's going to have insight, it'll be Melvin Gordon.
And I think with the Florida take too, I think he wants to get one final payday. No taxes in Florida.
That's right. That is absolutely correct. My dad kept Florida plates on his car in Florida residency for that damn reason, dude.
That's comedy. He knew what he was doing.
My pops knew, bro. So yeah, I'm completely in agreement with that. I'm subscribing to that theory there. We are out on Indy and Rivers, it sounds like.
Yeah, kind of there's gotta be a lot that has to go on, a lot of build up, a lot of making that structurally sound for that to happen. But as you mentioned with the Chargers, though, I think Easton Stick, you don't know what's really having him. I've been hearing reports that they're gonna give Tyrod the keys and maybe draft a guy. Somebody that I can see, if they do kind of make Tyrod the bridge, almost like they did with Tyrod here in Cleveland with Baker. It just didn't really work out. When the dude went 5 for 19 with fucking 30 yards and a fumble, they were just fuck off, get out of here. And then he got hurt. But I could see them going with Tyrod and a guy that nobody's really talking about. I'm not totally high on him. I know he's kind of a guy that needs time to develop. I also am kind of salty that Cardale Jones didn't really get a chance to kind of develop because everybody knew he was raw and he was a project and he needed a couple years and he needed to develop into a system. I think they should have kept him around for just a little longer. And especially with Tyrod could have taught him some things because he is a legitimate, not the most athletic guy, but he can run some people over in the open field. He's not a slouch. He's a poor man's bigger Cam Newton.
Cardale is lighting up in the XFL. I don't know if he's regretting how the NFL played out right now.
Yeah, no, he's doing real good, but the NFL is the NFL. It's the league. It's
cream of the crop.
Yeah, I think he would. I think he, a lot of guys, they would almost rather be put on the bigger stage, even if they're a backup or if they're a reserve role or It's why I think he kind of survived. I think on practice squads, different practice squads, and kind of went all around. But he didn't really get structured to full on develop and acclimate to a system. But a guy that I'm not totally sold on, I'm totally high on. I really think they could take a play at Jordan Love and kind of just stash him away for a little bit and roll with Tyrod.
Yeah, I mean, very, very kind of similar. Whenever you compare the skill sets, I could see that. I could see them maybe stashing him and going after him. That's a kid who definitely has a bright future ahead of him. Let's see here. The Detroit Lions are rumored to entertain trade talks for Mr. Big Play Slay. Realistically, what they need to be doing is backing up the Brinks truck for him. Darius Slay, this guy right here behind me, has been putting out fillers on Twitter, pretty much stating his worth. I would just like to point out that he has the most passes deflected, the most passes defended since 2017. I would also like to state that he himself has said, "Child, please go all the way back to 2014.
Yeah.
Where does Big Play Slay end up? Okay, let me just state this: 19 interceptions, 104 passes defended, three Pro Bowls.
Yeah, he's a beast, man. I love Big Play. I think he's gonna go somewhere like he's big play Slay, and he's gonna be big pay Slay too. Like he's gonna get his money. With production like that, like it speaks for itself. He's gonna get paid. Teams that I think that like might take a look at him. Dude, I'd love, just because cap space and like us not really having like a true, in my opinion, like a true number one corner right now. I would fucking love him in Oakland. Like, would love him. I know he's a slot, like pretty much a slot guy. He pretty much guards your fastest guy. He locks down the number one on another squad. But he is kind of like Slider. So like against a taller, like more physical guy, he gets bullied a little bit, but he still makes up and holds his own. Why I'd love him on the Raiders is because of the explosive offense that you have in Kansas City. Like I could just see him on Tyreek Hill all the time. On Miko in the slot, on a disguised coverage, like shading over somebody and picking up Hardman or something. And I think it would be very beneficial to that defense, like to kind of have that coverage over the top, have like a lid on the defense. But also like teams that have a lot of cap space. I could see like if Jacksonville traded Ramsey, I could see that. He might not want to go there. That would be kind of a shitty situation because you don't know
He traded Ramsey. Remember, he's a Ram.
Ramsey's a Ram, but they traded him. So I'm saying there's an opening. They need a true corner now. But I don't think he would want to go there. I think it's kind of just like you don't know what's going on. That organization's so in flux and kind of is just like hit or miss. Like they have talent, but it's like I don't know, they're not doing anything with it. They're not going about it the right way. Another like maybe the Colts. Like we were just talking about the Colts. Like they kind of haven't had a true like.
They haven't had a true corner in forever. They haven't had
and they had Davis for a while, but like Davis fizzled out real quick. He was a very good pickup, free agent pickup, I think, and he kind of fizzled out very quick. I could see that there. But a team that I had mentioned like as like the Raiders, why I'd love to have him to like match up with players on the Chiefs. I could also see the Chiefs going out and trying to get a true number one corner because like they could use help on the defense in that secondary too. Like Honey Badger can't do it all. I could see them make a move.
They're screwed in cap space. So
they'd have to make some moves for sure.
Let me just state these points here. Darius Slay, 56 passes defended against since 2017. Behind him is Kyle Fuller with 55. And then you get a significant drop. Well, to me, about almost a fairly significant drop off. Down to 49 to Stephon Gilmore, 44 to Marshawn Lattimore, 43 to Tre'Davious White, Marlon Humphrey 40, Janoris Jenkins 40, Casey Hayward 38, James Bradbury 37, Kareem Jackson 37, Bradley Roby 37, and Logan Ryan 37. And that's where pretty much the list of the best guys that you don't want to throw to stops. Yeah. So that group, Darius Slay, there's only one person that can really hold Darius Slay's jockstrap, and that's Kyle Fuller. And I respect Gilmore as well. Gilmore also plays against some easy teams, yada, 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 Patriot way, da-da-da-da. This is the person that you make the highest paid corner. I also want to make sure that I go on record to state that whoever goes to make a play for Slay, it's going to be someone with freed up cap space. The Ravens have been freeing up cap space. I know that's scary, but they just released Tony Jefferson. You can move one of your corners back to safety, yada, yada, yada.
What corner would you move back to?
You could maybe move Humphrey. You'd be like, yo, you need to go play safety.
I don't know if that'd be smart because I think Humphrey is on the up and up. Like he's gonna come in and he's gonna grow into being a solid number one, a lockdown and island corner. I think with how whack fucking Marcus Peters is at tackling, and and playing the run, it might be wise to kind of like make some changes and just throw him back at safety, just throw him back at center field, and just let him just go up there and try and knock down some passes and get some picks. But at the same time, you gotta really go out and maybe get like a box safety, or even like Slay is not known as like a solid, like ridiculous tackler either. You might have to like shore up and get like maybe like a third or fourth nickel corner to be like a solid tackler, to be like maybe like a guy like 6', 6'2" in stature that can take people down.
So since Slater Washington, and then you got Landon Collins back there at safety, Jimmy Moreland at the nickel. That works out perfectly fine to me. I mean, or either if you're Washington, you end up with two really great corners. You end up with James Bradbury for pretty cheap from Carolina, and then you could end up with Slay because you're already working with 52 million cap space. It's already rumored that the Redskins, it's not even rumored, it's actually already put out there that the Redskins are cutting Jordan Reed as soon as he clears concussion protocol. So Jordan Reed's going to be gone. As soon as everything is settled with Alex Smith is going to be gone. So right now we're already working with 52 million. By the end of this month, very even, by the end of this month, beginning of March, the Washington Redskins will be looking at over 100 million worth of in cap space. Free.
That would be a good move too.
Yeah, anywhere between 80 to 100. I also want to make sure that I state this on the behalf of Big Play Slay because I've been tagging him in statuses for this, that, and third. So if you were to ever click on this, I understand that you want your money. Would you like a title? Yes, but you want your money.
Yeah, that's what I said. Oh, my bad.
No, I was going to say, we'll pay you in Washington, Darius. Jacksonville will pay you, Darius. There's even a report. Hell, we got Pat 1984 in the chat. Actually, never mind. I'm about to take this one back because I was about to say the Cowboys are getting ready to release, are probably going to release Byron Jones.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't go after him. I don't think.
They've already said they don't want to pay him the $16 million.
Yeah,
they don't want to pay it. They said straight up they don't want to pay him the $60 million, and he's worth $16 million. So you don't have an option. Like unless you're going to go, if you're not going to pay Byron Jones the $16 million, then you go and you pay. Go pay Slay the $16 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't think about your skins, man. And that would sell it up. Like before the season started, like I know I talked with you before this, like even in fantasy, like to break it down fantasy, I was looking at the Redskins defense, like that might give some teams some trouble. Like, but they just they didn't live up to expectations this year. Having him would really shore up some things. Like you lose Norman, you guys are gonna let Dunbar walk. I think it would be wise for the Cowboys to take another look at Dunbar.
Yeah, the Cowboys could go get Dunbar. But still, damn, that's what, 14 mil for Dunbar. So they're in a rough spot. I know for a fact Jones is either going to become, from what I'm hearing, he is going to become either an Eagle or a Redskin. There's no other way about it. And that's what he stated that he wants to go and do.
Wow. You guys got Slay and Jones.
That's what I'm saying. We could pay them both 16 apiece and be fucking chill, bro. And then still have enough money to go out and go get receivers. We can still have enough money. Hey, Cardinals, so are you going to release Drake or are you going to release David Johnson?
And then if you get pressure, if you get pressure at the line and also you can get coverage sacks by having them, if you go get Chase Young and you have a just like pick your fucking poison, you want to get sacked, you want to throw a pick, like, oh, bro.
It's made too easy. It's made too easy. So not me, a different fan on Twitter said the exact same shit that we just said, a combination of both of our takes. I set that up perfect so we could bring this up. I need to go back in the Twitter feed and find the account. It has already been stated if the Redskins could lock Slay, Jones, draft Chase Young, and then we spend the rest we go and get one of the two running backs out of Arizona, and we just spend the rest of the money on receivers or draft receivers and get O-line. Oh, we're solid. By the way, there's a guard that's on free agency available watch out of New England. Said he wanted to test the market because he wants his money. I think that we could go make some big plays, and we've been firing a lot of people lately. We just like, you're cut. Like the Redskins have been firing people left and right more than anyone in the goddamn league.
I can see it, man. It would be smart. Like Ron Rivera, he's old school, man. That's why they call him Riverboat Ron. Like he builds teams with like meat and potatoes. Like he really like goes for quality players. Like he goes at the positions of need. It's why I could see you guys like going for a lineman, going for structuring up and strengthening up that back end, and also going the end. Like he goes for like meat and potatoes, like what you need, like true tried and true football players. I could see it working out. But it's something I want to ask you. I want to know your take. I'll say mine after. But are you playing Slay at the 1, or are you playing Jones at the 1? If you get both them boys,
You play Slay. You play Slay.
that's yes. I was about to say you play Slay because he's got a little more speed, and Byron kind of like he needs to be that like guy against like maybe a like lesser for him to like showcase and show out. Especially like I like the guy; he's really talented, but he kind of like efficiency rating and like kind of like whatever. He's not known as like really a pick guy. Like Pat said that. I totally agree. But even as like his efficiency stats and like Pro Football Focus, like he's really rated kind of like low for his talent level. If he doesn't have to guard like the fastest, like best dude that's going to get 10, 13 targets every game, I think he could really make some fucking nice plays.
I agree with you. One of the things I want to bring up, how I said that Slay said that we can go all the way back to 2014, is basically a 10-point spread between him and Gilmore. He has 100, or like I mentioned, 104. Gilmore has 90.
Yeah.
It would be a significant upgrade. Pat, you are right. The Redskins, we always have a plan this time of year, and then we get punched them out. It's what happens. But Slay, I think that he would work out great for us. But see, we wouldn't line up at safety because we got old boy Landon Collins. So I mean, but no, with Slay, I say you got to back up the Brinks truck. You got to pay the man. Redskins definitely go make a play. We can also make a play at Jones. We can have 2 top-tier guys right then and there, especially if we were releasing or if we're going to let Dunbar walk and we're letting Norman like just go, you might as well go replace him with top talent, you know?
Yeah. And you have options too. Like it's a deep running back class, and there are some good DBs. Like there's some versatility guys. There's some like can play safety, play corner guys too. Like there's not like a whole lot. Like after like I think like the first 2 guys, like it kind of like really drops off. But there's some like depth. Like if you can really like develop somebody, like you could grab a guy in the 3rd, 4th, 5th.
No, I'm completely in agreement with you, Nick.
And you could never have enough corners, dog. Like it's all about fresh legs.
Exactly. I think that this is the move to watch. This is the free agency move to watch. And that's not discrediting any of the talented players in the league, especially not at the corner position. But there's no one as dominant, and there's no one that can possibly go from a 3-win team and transcend a whole franchise by him damn self. This isn't Jalen Ramsey going to the Rams, and where the Rams are going to suck for a while to come because they're pretty much running out of money.
It had to be this year. Like I made that argument. Like they needed to win this year. They needed to impress this year and maybe do something next year. But it's gonna progressively get worse. Like they're gonna fall off so bad. 4 years, no 1st-round pick, and all these fucking crazy big contracts, aging veterans. Like they're gonna fall off, dude.
It's Los Angeles football. We don't look at Los Angeles for football titles.
Yeah, they're gonna fall hard, man.
You ready to talk some fantasy football?
Fuck yeah.
Thank you. You're a scholar and a gentleman. Kyler Murray, the fantasy QB to go after this year, if you miss out on Mahomes and Jackson. Now, let's keep in mind that the people that will go after Mahomes or Jackson are the QB early type guys.
Yeah.
And every single league, I don't give a damn whether you're in a 10-man league or you're in a 12-man league,
everyone has someone in their league that goes QB early.
Yeah, you always have that guy. Like this year, I was in 5. Nobody took one in the first round. Like I was shocked. Like usually, like you see like a Mahomes #1 overall. Like I heard about shit like that, and it cracked me up. I'm just like, what are you doing? You could get so much value like in the later. Like I think I took like Baker and like Dak and Tom Brady after like the 10th round. Like in every league, I took Breeze in like the 7th. I took in a league. I took
I'm not drafting a quarterback until like the 7th or 8th round. Like to me, QB early in my eyes is 7th round. Now that does not mean shit for everyone else in fantasy land, because I know that QB early fans like, you just said round 7. I'm thinking round 2. Like, you know,
right. Like even the ones that go like 4, like when you get like your running back, you get like a solid maybe wide receiver 1 and 2. Maybe you go at like a tight, maybe you go for like a Kelsey or an Ertz. Like that's something that I don't really like judge, because it's like, all right, you get your guy early, you get somebody that gets like hella targets, but like yes, if you take like a quarterback, like I understand like maybe 5th. Sometimes it's like it's pushing it 5th, but like 6th, 7th, like I don't judge it too much, because like maybe you have like a love for a guy and like you think it's gonna be a good move for you. It's like a risk reward, boom or bust for you. But as far as Kyler, man, there's other guys I got my eye on, man. Like I think because of this year, I think a lot of people are going to be low on Baker. I think you could get Baker in like the 12th, 13th round, and like he could really fucking benefit you. I'm keeping my eye on fucking crab legs, fucking with the eye surgery. Like he could really fucking surprise this year. He could be a guy you slide into there. He could be fucking dotting people up with perfect 2020 this year.
Dude, till this day, there will never be a GIF. Do you call it a GIF or a GIF, by the way?
I call it a GIF.
Yeah, it's a GIF. So there'll never be a GIF that's as funny than Jameis Winston with his head attached on the body of the crab going across the beach like this. Like, it's just fucking, dude, I love it. So I love that you just did that joke. We know that I'm a huge fan of Jameis Winston crab memes.
Yes, dude, that shit's hilarious. The crab burglars, I call them.
Burglars.
Like you have the hamburglar, he's the crab burglar.
Exactly. Shout out to Jameis Winston. I've been eating crab legs for the last 2 days in your honor, bro. Of your
why did you tell me that, bro? Like, you know I'm a fucking seafood addict, dude.
Yeah,
and I forgot to ask homie Basil like what his favorite sushi roll is, and also I didn't find out what his like sports teams are, like who he vibes with. I assume Tampa though, Tampa Bay Bucks. Like,
yeah, I'll get you his info on the gram, because you're gonna get hooked up with that tryout.
Hell yeah, man. Yo, but I think it's hilarious. Every time I say something about Baker, like every time I even defend him or just say like he's got value and like the late rounds because everybody sleeps on him, BKB always shows up just like laughing about Baker and giving me shit. But another guy, Dak Prescott, like you take a look at him, you could get him late. Like he could be a solid guy for you. I think in one league for me, he was a top 10 guy for like most of the years at position at quarterback. Didn't like crazy wow you, but he still was like efficient and solid. Like he was one of the best like touchdown interception ratio guys for the past couple of years.
See, I am all in on, and I get it, you know, because what you're doing is you're listing, for those that may not know, some other names you can go out there and that can still win you some money. You know, there's plenty of guys that can go and get you some money. I mean, Ryan Tannehill fucking won me 2 bags this year.
Man, he won me a league too.
So I'm not saying that you need to go QB late, and I'm not saying that you have to go and get Mahomes or Jackson. But I am stating, and it doesn't matter what I say on air, because I play against everyone that listens to my fucking show anyways, even if they go back and listen to it when I'm not live. So it's not going to matter. I'm going after Kyler in fantasy this year. I'm completely fucking sold. I'm with it. He has the combination to be able to not only make moves with his arm, but also make moves on the run. And in fantasy, you need a combination of both.
there was times this season where Josh Allen was winning me games just because of what he does on his feet.
That's a guy. That's a guy that I put up there. Like, I'm taking Josh Allen over Kyler, to be honest. Like, that guy keeps on progressing. Like, every time he plays, like, you just see, like, he's progressing.
Exactly. Really quick, I just want to throw out. You got 20 TDs from Kyler last year, okay? 3,722 yards and a passer rating of 87.4 as a rookie with absolutely no time from the offensive line.
Yeah, he was running for his life a lot.
Now, if you're doing that, I want to zone in on the QB rating, if you don't mind me, Nick. Nerding out here for just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm down.
I want to zone in on the QB rating here, guys. When you're talking an 87.4, and then I'm looking at the time that you have from snap to pass, and you're getting that thing out in about a second and a half to 2.5 seconds. But then I'm looking at somebody like Daniel Jones, who many fantasy analysts, for some freaking reason, and I don't know why, are high on.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it. His stats were a little bit higher. Kyler had to run a lot. What I look at, though, with Daniel Jones is you put the ball on the ground. So I don't know if I'm drafting you in fantasy this year, despite the fact that you gave me 24 TDs and 3,000 plus passing yards.
Yeah. I don't like that either. I call him Danny Fumble. Like, I don't know. I don't think you can totally. And two, there's about to be an influx. There's about to be a new system implemented, like new coaching staff. Like, we don't know. And you got Jason Garrett. Like, Jason Garrett.
You said it. You said it. You said exactly what I was going to segue into next, too.
Sorry, bro.
Fuck.
I always do that, dude. Telepathy is strong with us.
Dude, all right. Do you kind of so we're both in on Kyler Murray, right? Go draft Kyler Murray this year, right? It sounds like we're both.
He's in my like top 10. He's like a guy to look at. Like he's like one where you gotta like kind of like play the risk. But like if a guy like, in my opinion, like Josh Allen, Russell, Dak, maybe even Winston, throw him in there, because like I think Winston, like especially with the eye, like like even shooters like hoopers, like when you get some eye surgery, like you be on point. Like
no, you're right.
I think Kyrie and Curry and like a couple other guys like had eye surgery and like in their college day, or like Curry did it like 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, Curry, he did the eye surgery not long ago, and it actually made his shot better, if you can believe that. To be honest, one of the things that I wanted to point out with, and once again, I love my fellow fantasy football analyst. The analyst that said this has many fucking years of giving people fantasy football advice. I have Saquon as the 102 overall running back right now. I am going to be working on throughout the month of March, getting my rankings posted on rumboyz.com. I will type those up for you guys. I have Saquon being the 102, and the reason why I have him as the 102 is because Jason Garrett stepping in. We saw what he did with Zeke. We saw how valuable Zeke was. We see how valuable Zeke is. I think that's another reason that hurts Daniel Jones' draftability in fantasy, and that's why you go and you draft Kyler Murray. Mm-hmm. If you're going to draft any of the sophomore QBs from this year, if you're going to draft anyone that's on the rise this year, it is Kyler Murray, due to the fact that DJ is going to see a significant regression in those pass attempts.
Yeah, I think in the pass attempts and adding Jason Garrett to the mix, like I don't know, and a lot of Giants fans are like, oh, like he knows that that division, like he could be decent. He did all right when he was play caller for a couple years, but he got figured out real quick. And two, like he lost that Dallas locker room last year. Like you saw, like he fucking high five, like everybody just left him hanging. Like he lost like the team a little bit. Like they kind of like lost faith in him. And I don't know, man. I'm not feeling it. I think Daniel Jones will struggle. Like seeing Baker struggle with 4 different systems and 4 head coaches and 4 playbooks in 2 years. Like I don't know if Daniel Jones is gonna be like he's gonna be able to get it done. He probably will make some plays and show some flashes, but it's gonna be all Saquads. It's just gonna be all him.
Exactly, because that's what Jason Garrett loves to do is run the ball.
Yeah, he fucking runs running backs into the ground, dog.
So if you don't get Christian McCaffrey, or let's say you got the 101 and you're worried that what happened with Saquon last year happens to Christian McCaffrey this year, so you're at the 101, you're like, I could go and take the breakout guy of last year, which would be Christian McCaffrey. But I know what happened when I took Saquon last year.
Yeah. And I made that point when we were talking fantasy a little while back that, like, in our league, I took CMC number 1. Like, it fucking benefited me. I had a great year. He put out a great season. Like, he outscored 2 guys against people that I had in their lineups for like week to week. But I'm not taking Christian McCaffrey if I got number 1 overall this year. Like, we've already talked about this. I don't know, dude. I just don't like the workload. I don't like I think the young coach is knows that he's going to try and get acclimated. He's going to try and not get figured out. Like, he's going to go to CMC quite a bit, but I think he's going to try and instill a passing game. It is kind of a passing league. I think he's going to play from behind quite a bit, and I don't know. Like, CMC, in my opinion, is going to be more of a receiver this year. You got a full PPR league? Yes, take CMC. You're in a standard league? Fuck no.
No, I absolutely agree. I was about to say PPR, I'm definitely taking CMC. Standard, I'm probably going to go Barkley still 101 overall for the 3rd year in a row.
Yeah, I might even lean to some of them guys that I was talking about that have gotten into that upper echelon and in my opinion even surpassed a guy like Zeke. And Kamara, I was high on Kamara too. Like me and you talked pre-draft.
Kamara bounces back this year.
Yeah, I think he has a decent year. He's a solid guy to be taken and considered in the top 3 picks. But some of those fringe guys that just dropped into that upper tier, I'm looking at them even. I hope I do not get a number 1 through a number 3 overall pick this year. I hope I get a 5 to an 8 and I can grab a guy because I'm all about the running backs. There's only 32 of those starting positions. There's 70, and slot wide receivers that you can get your money's worth later on. Don't play yourself in fantasy. Take the fucking bell cow back when you can. Take even 2 of them. Take them back to back. It really fucking helps you. But I'm looking at I want to pick in my leagues 5 to 8, and I'm looking at the Nick Chubbs, the Henry, the Aaron Jones, the Josh Jacobs especially. Josh Jacobs really fucking went up in my book. There's a crazy part of me that maybe if I'm in a league and I'm taking I got a top 3 pick, I might fucking swing for the fences and really not care about the league and maybe take a Josh Jacobs or a Dalvin Cook with a top 3 pick.
I could see you very well doing that. And if there's anyone on this whole entire planet that is willing enough to do that, it would be you. It would be you. I don't think that I'm willing to take that risk, but I am with Josh Jacobs being a top running back for you to go and get this year, top 10 running back for you to go and get this year. We will have our rankings coming out. We're going to start gearing up for more fantasy coming up because the clock is ticking and ticking pretty quick. Let's see, man, I can't wait to get our first pick this year, Raiders. Yeah, about that. Oh my gosh.
Yo, but on the subject, I know we talked about it before, but of those couple of guys I named, in your opinion, do you think any of those guys have surpassed Zeke as a possibility? Because in my opinion, Zeke's had a lot of workload and he underperformed this year.
I think that they surpassed Zeke, but I think because I think that Zeke is just going to be one of those backs that's just going to he's got gears on him, and it's not going to matter about miles. At least not yet. I'm not seeing that in his game necessarily yet. Now, what I am going to say is that Mike McCarthy playbook, and synonymous with Dak being a passing leader last year, I think Dallas is probably going to pass a lot more than what we may have been used to. And we thought they passed a lot more last year. I think that's just because we're so used to them running Zeke.
Yeah.
I don't think that. Yeah, I think this you can still draft Zeke top 10, but he's going to end the year top 8.
Yeah.
In the year 8, he'll end the year 8th, but he may end there somewhere around like 7th or so.
Yeah, I agree with that. How do you feel about like certain guys that like are going to take a big hit this year in like fantasy, like really like drop down a lot, like a Todd Gurley, like a DJ,
DJ Shark? DJ Shark is not going to go down.
No, not DJ Shark, David Johnson. Because like you don't like his future's up in the air, but like even like Gurley, like like the fucking knee issues, like the degenerative, tissue breakdown with him.
Those I'm gonna state the same thing that I stated previous years, last year. Pass. Try and pass and try and find you someone and try and find yourself someone else. Like this past year, I went, and I got Chris Carson. I had I was trying to think of other backs. I had Aaron Jones. I had tried to get low risk, low injury guys, Nick Chubb, guys that didn't have an injury resume. I stayed away from Dalvin Cook. That kind of bit me in the ass, but I still competed. And then when he got injured at the end of the year, the person that had Dalvin Cook wasn't going to get a fucking championship no ways.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with those players, I always just say, proceed with severe caution.
Yeah, I think they kind of like lost a lot of like equity and like worth. Like they kind of have like fallen into like the like where I would take a guy like I'm not big on him. They could draft a guy, but like I would look at like Marlon Mack. I cannot stand the man. I'd look at a Fournette. I would look at like
Fournette.
I hate Fournette too. He's a bum, dude. He only plays good against fucking shit teams.
You're not drafting Fournette.
But like I could see him having that like 4th, 5th round value, like Gurley and David Johnson and like some other guys kind of like really taking a step back because like Gurley was a dude that like you saw a lot of drafts like him go like late 2nd, early 3rd, like sometimes middle 2nd.
For a running back and a running back of how much he got paid to do work. Yeah, he went late in fantasy drafts. Todd Gurley going in 2nd, 3rd round to me last year at the beginning of last year. I was like, damn, but that's just how serious the knee thing was. This year, I say that Todd Gurley's going to fall to you in like the 5th or the 6th, 4th, 5th, 6th. If he falls to you 4th, 5th, or 6th, be happy with that shit and take that.
Yeah, that was like me with Melvin Gordon this past year. Like, like with the holdout, like I took him in the Rumboyz league and I think the 6th round, first pick of the 6th round, like just as like a risk, just as a stowaway. But I like those guys that we're talking about, I would even take like an Eckler. I would take a Gordon. I would take a Kenyon Drake over a DJ. Like depending on where he goes.
Certain draft mistakes are curable. Certain draft mistakes are curable. Really quick, I want to take this question here in the chat. BKB said, "What's up with Terry McLaurin this coming season? You draft him. You definitely draft him. I'm drafting McLaurin. If I miss out on McLaurin, then my next best option is going to get A.J. Brown. If I'm looking at any of the sophomore receivers this year, I know for a fact they are going to blow up, and they're going to blow up huge. DJ Shark is a guy that's in that same category of McLaurin, in that same round that you want to go and get. Cortland Sutton.
Sutton is a fucking big one.
Yep. So
that dude saved the league for me too.
Yep, Terry McLaurin is a guy that you want to get, man, and like I said, definitely. I want to get into our next question here that is written on script, though.
Okay. Hey, but real quick, can I say it? Like, just shout him out because I know he'll love this. A guy you forgot to mention that I slept on before that, like, this year I'm really looking to see what he could do. DK.
Oh yeah, DK Metcalf, absolutely draftable. Absolutely draftable. DK and Hollywood, two former Ole Miss guys, absolutely draftable. All those names out of that sophomore class I just mentioned, all draftable. Let's see here. Does Joe Burrow becoming a Cincinnati Bengal, worry you in terms of drafting him, or does he even become fantasy relevant, to be honest?
I think there's a lot of risk there with him. It really depends, man. It really depends on if they get him a weapon. It really depends on if they move on from Green or if they bring him back, if they get a second guy, if they get two guys. It really depends. It really depends on if they, because I think he gets hurt a lot. I think Eifert is a solid guy. I can't really stand Joe Mixon either. Like
Joe Mixon.
Yeah, like I don't like if you really revamp that line, give him a weapon or two. I think it's a solid option. I think he's a stud. I think he is the bona fide number one quarterback in this draft.
So with Joe Burrow, I am going to state this, and I'm going to make sure that I state this the right way. We are all going to be wrong on Joe Burrow. But I'm telling everyone to not draft Joe Burrow. Wait till waivers hit, and then you go and you get Joe Burrow. You do not draft Joe Burrow.
If you want to take a flyer on him, though, I think if you want to take a flyer, like you want a backup QB, like you just there's really not any equity. There's really nobody you're looking at. What's that?
If you're in a 2 QB league.
Yeah, or even if I like to keep 2 QBs. Like I like to go with the hot hand. Like I like to just keep one because somebody always doesn't get a QB and then it's trade bait. It's just like hey, give me something like I see you got that third string wide receiver slot option. I see you got like a second tight end that's been balling. Like I'll give you the QB. Here you go. I think it would kind of maybe be like risk reward, like kind of smart to maybe like if he's there and there's no other equity, there's no really solid guys. You already got yourself a defense. Like all you really got left is like kicker, and like you got like an early pick, and you could get a top 5 kicker, and you know that you're going to be coming back around like 3 picks later. You're at like the 2, the 3 spot, like in a snake style. Yeah, maybe go for a Burrow in like the fucking 13th, 14th, no, 14th, 15th round. Yeah, 14th or 15th. Like I could see somebody going like Burrow to have the second quarterback in the 14th, it coming back around to their early pick, like at like 3rd overall for the 15th round, and then going with like their kicker. Like you may not get Tucker, you may not get a stud stub, you could get like a Bucker, you could get like a
Robbie Gold.
Yeah, you could get somebody of value. Like kickers, like yes, they will affect the league, but like they're not gonna like win or lose you the league. Like it's just
I don't know. My homie Joey Sly might have something to say about
Joey Sly is a fucking dog. I agree. But yeah, you already got defense, like you already got some shit figured out, like you're set, like you got 3 backs, 4 backs, 3, 4 wideouts, like 2 tight ends.
I don't think that Joe Burrow's fantasy relevant. I don't think that he's even going to be fantasy relevant. Like, I'm not trying to shit on the kid. I know that fantasy analysts are going to try and talk him up. It's all going to depend on what happens with AJ Green, how healthy Eifert is. If the fucking O-line is healthy, they didn't even have their number 1 offensive lineman pick last year. They didn't even have their top offensive lineman pick last year. So, I mean, we don't know how any of the chemistry works with the Cincinnati Bengals. This organization is shit from the top.
Yeah, and I was just about to say that. Like you said, analysts are going to put it out there, like to maybe give them a look. I think they're going to see who in their league is kind of the sucker like that. Like they're going to be like, who's somebody that's going to like really take a fucking big risk? Because it's the same person that's going to see like 123, 28 point performance in the waiver wire and be like, I got to get it. Like
exactly.
And you know how me and you are. Like I would rather have the guy that puts up 10s, 12s, 15s every week than that dude that's like 23, 4, 2, 19. Like I don't like inconsistency. I like the consistent guys.
Lazard was that. I feel that. MVS, Geronimo Allison were that.
Yeah. Yeah, Geronimo.
Packers receivers.
Yeah, he's one like that. Like, I'll give me a Cole Beasley all day long over Geronimo. Like, but another thing too that I see being a problem is like they gotta get him some weapons. But the Bengals are the Bengals. That organization fucking finds a way to fucking ruin a lot of players. So like that's why I'm kind of like that's why I'm skeptical.
I agree. I'm with you. It's the Bengals. Moving on from the Bengals, which Tampa Bay receiver will be more productive this upcoming season? Are you drafting Godwin? Are you drafting Evans?
Bro, I might be kind of against you on this one, but I have partly feel that you feel the same vibe and same way with me. Mike Evans has been a stud in years past. He's put up fucking numbers, but he's also gotten banged up a little bit. He's also been the guy. He's been like the go-to guy for production. I had him in the Rumboyz league this past year. He's another one, like put up ridiculous amount of points, like CMC. Like there were some weeks, some matchups where Evans and CMC, those two outscored four guys, like two wideouts and two running backs on other people's teams, like in my matchups. But I think with Godwin, like proving himself and showing a lot of himself, like he really fucking showed out this year. I'm leaning Godwin, man. I think he's going to be a more integral part of the offense this year.
Yeah, I'm leading Godwin as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm leading Godwin as well. I think that you could probably go and get Godwin second round, third round, like top of the third round, like tippy top of the third round. If Godwin falls through the third round, you need to hurry up and yank him off the board right then.
I would even take him. I would even take him late, like last couple picks of the second. You're in a 10, 12 team league. Yes, take him at like 210.
Yeah, there's no need. There's no need to, if you see the player on the board and you can feel in your gut when it's like, okay, this guy has dropped significantly at this point. That's a guy that towards the tail end of your second round, if he's there, beginning of your third round, he's there. Like both Nick and I just advise, you snatch him up. You snatch him up. It doesn't matter what if you're heading into the draft, you're like, I'm gonna go running back right away. And if you get to the tail end of that second round and that's who's available to you, and that's something there, get him before the top of the third, because I guarantee you the top of the third, the other people that did go running back are gonna go and grab him at the top of the third.
I would be running back, especially this year. Dude, if I'm lucky enough to slide into like a 7 in like a 10 team, like I'm looking at like Nick Chubb, and I'm hoping that people are like, Daniel Jones or Aaron Jones. He fucking, sometimes, got benched, like sometimes wasn't the guy. I'm hoping that he's there right at like 7-2 right there. So I could have Chubb and Jones. I would fucking be loving it. I don't even care if like they pick a guy like Godwin at the start of the third. But like last year in the Rumboyz league, I went CMC, I went Evans, and I went Keenan Allen, like with my top three. Like I kind of like broke the mold. Like I broke my own rule. I didn't go 2 running backs. I changed it up.
No, I like that. I like that you did that.
I should have went running back like with how the year that Keenan Allen had. I could have slid another guy in.
Yeah, I went running back, and it paid off for me. I mean, but we all do different things, and that's the beauty, is that you guys get different takes from different points.
Yeah.
Final question here. Is Mark Andrews of the Baltimore Ravens officially more fantasy valuable than Evan Ingram of the New York Giants?
In my opinion, with how he's banged up, because I feel like the regression, or like the don't know really what's going on, and the amount of touches that Saquon will get, and how I think the offense is going to go, yes, I'm taking Mark Andrews over Evan Ingram, especially if the Ravens don't go out and they don't get like a true number 1 wide receiver. Like they got Snead, they got Hollywood. Like Hollywood, yes, in my opinion, he's just a speedster, he's a slot guy. I don't think he's going to break out and be a number 1 like a Tyreek Hill, like just too early. I think he's going to need a couple of years to develop. But if they don't go out and get a wide receiver, Like their tight ends are their best weapon, and like Mark Andrews is a solid downfield option too. Like he can run post, and you could just fucking chuck it up, and he's gonna go up there and get it. So yes, in my opinion, like I think he's jumped up in the like top 4 tight end like conversation.
Yeah, I was actually just you said exactly what I was about to say. I go Kelsey, I go Kittle, I go Ertz, and then Andrews.
Yep.
Mark Andrews is absolutely hands down TE4. If you ended up missing on any of the top, like I've called now year 2 in a row, the Holy Trinity, then you're absolutely possibly going off of Mark Andrews. I don't even know if Ingram is draftable. In my eyes, I feel like I would almost maybe take a chance, hoping that maybe like a TJ Hawkinson bounces back or something like that. I'm just not a fan of Evan Ingram. I don't like weighing my lineup on injury possibilities. Noah Fant and Drew Lock started to get it together towards the end of last year. That intrigues me. Vance McDonald got it rolling at the beginning of the season. Then, of course, he was in and out. That still interests me more than Evan Ingram.
Even in a joke, fucking intrigues me more. Njoku put up some production in his first 2 years, man. Like Browns fan aside, like he bought out in his first 2 years. He had a letdown year last year because of injury, but then you had like 5 catches last year. That's a guy to look like you're around like the 10th round, because I think he's gonna suffer a little bit. People are gonna be like, nah, I don't know. I don't know who he is anymore. I think have a guy like Njoku 10th, like fire.
I think Njoku could be one of those buys to where he's gonna fall to you late. And if you get him, as long as he's healthy, you're solid. You're good. You have nothing to worry about.
Call me crazy. Like who would you slot into that 5th spot? Like I know I'm gonna be biased here. I'm gonna throw a guy like with my Raider bias. I'm putting Waller in the conversation, dude. Like that dude was a legitimate weapon for him last year. Like he was a waiver wire find for a lot of people. And I like too that you brought up Noah Fant. That's another guy I'm looking at.
I want to put this out here really quick. Only played 3 games, 13.7 PPR points for Njoku. In 2020, he's only going to be 24.
Yeah. And he is the red zone guy. Like, I know that OBJ had a letdown year. Like, he didn't really have very much tutties. I know Jarvis was still Jarvis. Like, he kind of didn't even have, like, a whole lot of tutties either. Like, it was like a kind of more of Nick Chubb's offense. It was ride Nick Chubb like till the wheels fall off, but they never did. And like no one I know, like watching the Browns for a long time, and like this team, especially the past couple of years, it's the most amount of talent we've had. But like in certain game situations and scenarios, certain guys are like looked at. Njoku is the red zone guy. Like he could pull some fucking Ebron shit from 2 years ago and just put up tutties next year.
And I think that's what's going to happen. Based off of what I just read, in 3 games you averaged 13.7 fantasy points in PPR style. From what I've been hearing is that he's getting back to kind of the similar health of his rookie year, his rookie stages. So with that being said, with that being stated, I think that Njoku could be – he's going to be ranked as a low top 10 tight end play. He's not – you're not going to get that performance out of him is what I'm trying to say. You're going to get top 7, top 5, top tier play out of him.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to 15 to 18 because of his letdown year this past year, and they're not going to know what he is, and he's gonna jump up to like top 10 equity.
Exactly. This happens every year where everyone's holding off right now, and everyone's going to say one thing right now, but then it's going to get close, and that pressure's going to start building. That pressure's going to start mounting, and you're going to realize that holy shit, I have this many reports about this many players that are kind of similar. I got to gamble on somebody. I can't sit here and just be high injury risk on everyone. Eventually someone's going to get hurt, So, I mean, you just got to kind of fill it out, play it out. I think Njoku's a guy that returns off of injury and he's ready to go. I think Baker's learned from putting him in some of the windows that he's putting him in.
Yeah. we talked about OBJ a lot. Like he made some mistakes. He played himself. He even said he kind of got like just cloudy vision, kind of just cloudy mind. Like I need to give it to these guys. I think you'll see him next year be the Baker that like we all were like fucking like enamored with. Like I'm not saying he's gonna throw for 27 touchdowns again, but I think you'll see again him have like games where he has six completions to different wide receivers. Like I think he'll spread around the ball again. And I really see Njoku kind of like reaping benefit, especially in the red zone, man. When the field gets smaller, having a guy like that, a big, tall, athletic, like rangy guy like that, it's a nightmare for a defense. And even without him, you saw a presence of Ricky Seals-Jones. Like you saw other guys kind of slide in. Yep. We just cut Demaryius Thomas, or Harris.
Demetrius Harris, yeah.
So like, yeah, Stone's Hands Harris, as I call him. But I used to like mock him, like being a Raiders fan. Like when we played against him, I'd just be like, "Oh, throw it to that dude, please! Like give him like 10 targets because it's just gonna fucking like, boof right off his fucking hand." But I like the dude. Like he's a former basketball player. He's a big, tall guy. But like you saw guys like Ricky Seals-Jones, like I said, show flashes. And I think Njoku's gonna slide right back in and be that like go-to guy. Like knock on wood, like pending injury or like.
Yeah, no, Njoku's definitely gonna be the guy, 100%. That's all we have for today's show, ladies and gentlemen. We do appreciate everyone for joining us. Make sure that you follow us on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Rumboyz, spelled with a Z, Net. If you have not already, let's see here. Thursday show for the Rum Report, episode 10. We're actually going to have 2 interviews that day. We have 2 special guests that day. We're going to have Andre Owens, former Indiana Pacer. He also played in Ice Cube's The Big Three. And he is the GM of the undefeated Indy Express in the TBL. So we're going to be having him on Thursday's show. I'm excited about that. Cesar Gutierrez is going to be coming on, just talking up his big kind of almost in a way for our campus a last minute fight. But I mean, we need to go out there. We need to get us a fight. So Cesar is going to be coming by, talking pre-fight BS, just bringing his shit talk. Honestly, he's going to be bringing some shit talk, and we're going to be hype. We're getting fucking hype. The very first pre-fight stream. His fight's February 22nd. Shamrock 328, Shamrock FC 328 going down. NBC Midwest is where you guys can catch that for if you live in the Midwest, and also if you don't live in the Midwest, then Flow Combat is going to be streaming that fight. FlowCombat.com. And of course, I'll be commentating it. But yeah. Other than that, Nick, you got anything?
No, man. Just want to say shout out to the Rum family. Love you guys, man. People on Spotify or any other streaming services.
Yes,
love you guys are the family.
Follow us on Spotify. If you guys have been listening to us on YouTube or Sportscaster, go back, watch us on or listen to us on Anchor, listen to us on Spotify, Apple, Google, whatever it is that you have on your phone.
Hell yeah. Hey, and look into some Rumboyz merch, or else you'll get DeSouza with the chair.
With the chair. No, definitely go check out the new merch. The new merch is sick. With plenty of more new designs rolling out. I really like the Rum Seduction line. The Rum Seduction line. That joint is special.
What's in there, man? I haven't even seen the new merch. Like we got some.
So the Rum Seduction line, one of the designs is like it's a chick, and she's like got a Rumboyz fitted on, and she's got like the rum, like it's a rum vampire, it's a rum vampiress, and she has like rum coming from her lips, like it's pretty dope.
That's like,
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say like you're cornering the market on like Rumboyz panties or some shit. Like,
Oh, we're working on it. We're actually working on it.
I was about to say.
But no, we also got the Rumboyz basketball line, the Rumboyz combat line. We're going to be having the Rumboyz football line come out. We are working on how do I put this? Because I guess I can't promote the NFL at the same time, but we're working on, I guess, novelty Rumboyz NFL merch. If I put the word novelty in front of it, it doesn't make it sound like I'm necessarily fucking with you, NFL.
Yo, and that's our guest today, man. Good people, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. We had one hell of amazing guest, Basil Harfouch, right?
Harfouch, yeah.
Harfouch joining the channel, joining the show today. That was absolutely amazing. Andre Owens and Cesar Gutierrez on the show Thursday. We appreciate our guest, Bernard Edwards, who actually messaged me this morning. He let me know. He was like, yo, that was lit being on your show. And he said that being on our show actually gave him motivation through not one, but two of the Jamestown Jackals wins this week. So he went out there and balled the fuck out.
Oh yeah, man. He was cool people too, man. You'll have to reach out for me and tell him I said what's up, man, and continued luck for the rest of the season. Keep killing it, man.
I got asked to give my vote for MVP today, and I was like, look, I've been watching a lot of TV on basketball, but this is who's really making an impression on me, you know. And I'm happy that we got to interview him first. And it's not because we got to interview him first. I just look at the level of play and I look at the stats, and real recognize real, looking real familiar.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. But no, I mean, Basil was an amazing interview today. We vibed on a lot of different topics and a lot of different things. That's what I love about this channel, dude. We talk business, we talk fantasy, we talk all different sports, and we vibe with the chat. And we just hold it down. And we all show love and love each other. You feel me?
Oh, yeah, man. And critical thinking, like brutal, like nitty gritty, like intellectual shit. I love it.
Exactly.
That's my vibe. Wherever I go, that's my vibe. Like, fuck small talk, fuck talking about mundane, stupid, frivolous shit, even materialistic shit. Let's talk like real, like mentality, motivation, and like uplifting shit.
No, 100%, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. We had a kick-ass show today. I appreciate everyone that stopped by. Happy birthday to good old Pete again. I thank you for all of your undying and unloving, unconditional support since day one, brother. I'll holler at you in the Discord. Hopefully you guys hit us up in the Discord if you haven't already. And Nick, what's up?
Man.
Yeah, I'm about to drop that link now. I got all these Windows notifications popping up. But so I'm gonna drop the Discord link. Make sure you guys hit us up in the Discord chat if you have not already. You ready to sign off, bro?
Yeah, I'm ready to send it off. But yeah, happy birthday again, man. Love you, little homie.
Birthday, good old Pete. Cheers to our guests. We got a lot more guests coming. Cheers to me. Cheers to you.
All the boys and girls. Dilly dilly, homie.
We out of here.
Our family.